Welcome everybody to Rude Advice Live. How you doing? I hope everyone's doing well. Hello on TikTok, hello on YouTube, hello on Facebook, hello even on Kick. I am live on like multi-platforms, and I'm going to welcome every single one of you. If you're new here, let me just go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Rudy. I go by Rudy A, Rude Advice. And Lady Dina, can you hear me now? How's that? Hey Jess, hey everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. Hey, what's going on? Well, everybody, welcome to Rude Advice. My name is Rudy A, and I know I am live on, like I said, YouTube, Facebook, and all the other platforms, including TikTok. I just want to say hello to everybody. Welcome to the live. If you're new here, let me introduce myself. I go by Rudy A or Rude Advice. I help people. I genuinely help people. I want to help people go through heartbreaking situations that are going through divorce, maybe breakups. I went through one myself, and let me explain why you should listen to me versus to other creators. I've been there and I've done that. I've said this many times with all my platforms. I got divorced in 2016. I made a tremendous mistake when I was married, and I've learned from them, right? My ex-wife wasn't a saint, but I was the main cause why we ended up getting divorced, right? So I have learned generally from my mistakes. I really hated the man I was at the end of my marriage when I got divorced, and I went to therapy. And I decided to figure out what was going on. I don't like blaming people. I love taking accountability, and I didn't want to, paint the victim and just blame my wife on everything. I want to figure out what the hell was wrong with me. And after like 6 months of therapy and trying to figure things out, I find out my faults, and it made me a better man. And since that whole episode, my whole life has changed. My ex-wife and I have a fantastic relationship. We've co-parented, and in my opinion, we've given our kids possibly the greatest co-parenting example that anybody can have. We had some rocky moments, but we always put our kids first. I've lost everything and I've rebuilt my life. And I've always said, if you're going to listen to anybody who preaches advice in this space, you want to ensure it's good advice, and you want to ensure that they've been there and that they've done that, and their advice is reflective that their own life is improved. My life has improved. Like I said, I'm married 8 years after my divorce. I found the love of my life. And I'm in the healthiest relationship that I've ever been in, all because I've learned from my mistakes. And I understand divorce is a common thing. No one gets married to fail. No one gets married to get divorced. And I understand it happens. And I'm here to guide people through those dark moments because I've been there. I know how hard it is. I went through it alone. Most men go through it alone. And I'm here to help you. So again, welcome everybody on YouTube. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Welcome everybody, and welcome everybody on TikTok. And again, TikTok, I want to be clear. The questions, if you want to ask me a question, you have to go to YouTube now. Okay, so if you want to ask me a question and talk on the live, please do so. Go to YouTube, click on the link. I have the link pinned in my chat, and you can go ahead and call in and ask the question. Okay, I will take questions via the chat here, but mainly if you want to call in, you have to go to YouTube. Okay, and I encourage everybody here, Facebook, YouTube, if you have a question, I'm going to be taking questions at the end of the live, and I'm going to give everybody a quick rundown on what to expect. Okay. First and foremost, I like to go over a top 10 list of things that people often ask me, and it's tied to the content. So I'm going to give everybody 10 tips on how to move on from a divorce or breakup. And I understand how hard that is. Again, you could have been married 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Maybe you're in a long-term relationship, relationships end. I'm going to give you 10 tips on how to move on in a healthy way. Okay. After that, I'm going to react to some videos. I have some videos on YouTube. It's pretty cool on YouTube. You can actually show videos up here, right? So I'm going to react to some videos. So again, on TikTok, thank you for the tip on TikTok. If you want to see me react to these videos, you're going to have to go to my YouTube channel and take a look at that. And then at the end, I'm going to take some calls. So again, if you want to call in and ask me any question regards about why your ex stalking you on social media, why you can't move on from your ex, well, what's divorce like, those pressing questions that I know a lot of people ask, please go to YouTube and click there, and you'll be able to speak with me. Okay. But again, welcome everybody. I'm excited to have everybody. Thank you for joining. And without further ado, let's continue with the live here. So again, first topic we're going to touch on is 10 tips, okay, on how to move forward after a divorce, okay? So first tip I'm going to share with everybody is you want to commit to a clean break, okay? So commit to a clean break means you don't want to be friends. I am a huge advocate. Being friends with your ex is possibly one of the dumbest things you can do because it doesn't allow you to heal. You can't be friends with an ex, period. There's too much there because usually there's one person who wanted to break up and the other person who didn't, or maybe they're shocked. And I'm here to tell you that keeping your ex in your life is never a healthy thing to do. You're probably always going to want more from them. and it's going to add more confusion to your healing journey. And the two ingredients everybody needs in a breakup or divorce to heal from that is space and time. You need to give yourself space and time. If you don't give yourself that, you're never going to heal. Each time you allow them back into your life, you're talking about the past. It's always going to just reopen those wounds that you've had before. So you don't want to do that. So again, no, let's be friends, no hooking up, no situationships, no fucking. I curse, by the way, on these lives, so be prepared for that. No just checking in, how you doing, no saying happy birthday text. That's all just detrimental to your healing. So if you're the one who was dumped, I'm telling you, do not do this. Keep a good distance from them, okay? So that's rule number one, all right? Going back to here real quick. Rule number 2, build a no X survival plan. Decide how you handle triggers before they will happen. Like who you'll call, where to go, and what you'll do when that urgency comes out of nowhere. You're going to have those low moments because after a breakup, let's be honest, right? Or a divorce, you're going to have those peaks of like, I'm going to survive. I'm going to be fine. Things are going to be great. You'll have those moments. But then at night when it's quiet, it's just your thoughts all to yourself. You're going to have those vulnerable moments. You're going to be thinking, what the hell are they doing? Like, what's going on? Are they out talking to somebody? Are they dating? Whatever the case is, I'm urging you not to check their social media. Again, you have to block them, but have a small circle of friends, maybe 2 or 3 that you really trust. And I'm talking friends that you really can confide in, that aren't going to spread lies and gossip and what's going on in your life to other people. Okay. So you want to have that friend or friends that you can confide in. So when you have those low moments, you can reach out to them. So be sure you have that in place. Okay. You're going to have some down moments. So you have to reward yourself with some positivity. Either go for a nice walk in a hiking area, say hi to people as they walk by. You'd be surprised how good you feel when someone walks by and you say good morning, they say back good morning. That's going to make you feel good. So do something positive when you're in that space and have a plan on what you're going to do for those vulnerable moments. Okay. And speaking from experience, that's going to be weekends, at night, and holidays. Those are the worst moments that you'll experience because weekends, I say, because you got nothing to do. Maybe you're not working weekends. Most of us don't. And you're going to have those low moments on the weekends because you got the entire day with nothing to keep you busy. You can't go to work. You can't do anything. So you're going to be just just going crazy with just what the hell do I do with myself? So you're adjusting to this new normal. So have a plan to go do something fun, something that you've always wanted to do. Okay. And right now, for those just joining, we're going over the top 10 best tips on how to move on after a breakup or divorce. Okay. Somebody's saying here on TikTok, all alone. Well, you know what? I was alone too, man. I've shared this many times. My ex-wife went on a smear campaign, and just for the record, I forgave her. My ex-wife and I have a fantastic relationship post-divorce, and I had nobody. I know what it's like to go through this. That's why I do this. That's why I want to continue to do this. I want people to understand, hey, you don't have to be alone. But if you're in the city, you don't know where to go, I urge you just to go see family. Go see family. Go hang out with them. Go call a friend. Maybe volunteer time on weekends. I used to do that. I volunteered at Comic-Cons, at elderly homes, food drives. You'd be surprised the people that are there and how often you can network and meet new people. And you're doing a wonderful thing. So there's always people out there, okay? So again, plus you got my community here, all these other things. There's always an option for you there, okay? So 1 second. What's option 3 here? Tip number 3. This is going to be a tough one. Reclaim your identity. Okay, reclaiming your identity. Write a list of everything you enjoy. I mean that, everybody who listen to me here. Write a list of everything you enjoy. What is that? Is it music, live cover bands, food, hobbies, fishing? I don't know, knitting, painting? Go do it. You got nobody fucking holding you back now. You got nobody holding you back but yourself. So don't allow yourself to not pursue those passions that you've always wanted to do. Maybe your husband or wife, boyfriend or girlfriend didn't let you go hang out with friends or didn't allow you to go dance at a dance studio or something. Go do whatever the hell you want. I mean that. Please, I know you're going through hell. Maybe you feel guilty on why you're experiencing these things. Maybe you feel guilty on why things are happening. I get that, but you do deserve some joy. Okay, there's time to reflect. There's time to make notes. There's time to, feel and mourn the relationship that's now over. But at the same time, you do deserve some joy. So don't forget that, okay? Go find out your identity. What was yours before them and start doing that again. You'd be surprised how many of us, let me ask everybody on TikTok, everybody here on YouTube and Facebook, how many times have we given up something that we love for the partner that we're dating, right? How many times did we give up a hobby, Maybe there's a guy somewhere in this chat somewhere who's a great guitar player or maybe a great drummer, right? And you gave up your hobbies because you had to work, or maybe they said that you're wasting your time. Go pursue that again. Go do that. I have. Everybody has given up something from their life for the person that they're now leaving. So please, I urge you not to do that. Go rediscover who that is. And when I mean who that is, I mean you. Okay. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 4 on how to move on post breakup or divorce is make your environment match your new life. Let me go into detail here. Declutter your space. Remove reminders, old gifts, old photos. Maybe rearrange the furniture to change the feng shui in the room. You know what I'm saying? Maybe to do that. Redecorate. Maybe put some movie posters up. I know I did that. I wasn't allowed to hang movie posters after after my while I was married, so I was able to hang movie posters up now. So just do that. Read maybe a new coat of paint. Paint an accent wall. Something. Your home should look like your future, not your past. If you're a dude, get rid of all the Kirkland's bullshit that's decorated your house for all these years and go do something fun. I mean, decorate it your own way, whatever you want. I mean, make your own space your own, okay? Sometimes that's, when you do that, it's a new energy. I can't explain it. And if, again, going through divorce, I understand that you may not have any money. Do what I did. I just went to Facebook Marketplace. Or maybe those apps like swap apps, things like that. Go to a Trader's Village, something like that. I mean, there's other ways you can acquire items without having to buy them retail, right? Resale items. So you can do that as well. One other thing here. 1 second. 1 minute. I'm still adjusting to all these platforms, so just bear with me, guys. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's doing well. All right. And I'll get to the comments in a bit. Again, TikTok, YouTube, Kick, super chats are appreciated. So show some love. I would really appreciate that. And tip number 5 is go on a self-date once a week. Coffee, movie, a day trip. Learn to enjoy your own company. It rebuilds confidence fast. I went to the movies. That's why I placed it there. I went to the movies. It worked for me. So again, movies were a great escape for myself. So I would go to the movies. I would spend time with my family. I would go to the gym. Anything I needed to do to just keep myself occupied, go do that. I mean, take yourself on a date and, like I said, reward yourself with some joy because you deserve it. Okay, everybody does. Again, Facebook, thanks for the heart and loves. I really do appreciate that. Tip number 6 is get physically stronger, and I don't mean go get a 6-pack or anything like that. Like, don't get like abs or maybe if you want abs, go ahead and do that. I don't know, but you don't need to become a gym rat. But sweating is the fastest way to regulating emotions. You get nice dopamine hits, release anger. I know a lot of us, that's going to be a big help. And rebuild energy. Yeah, I do that. Please take care of your health, and especially for us older folks. I want to be clear. Us older folks, we need to watch out for our health. I mean, if you don't eat and you drop a lot of weight, your blood pressure can go high, that you can have a stroke. You take care of yourself, okay, is what I'm saying. Eat well, stay away from vices. Don't do anything destructive like drink, because we all know what's going to happen if you do that. If you drink, you're going to get emotional, then you're going to start making phone calls and then show up to somebody's place, maybe get arrested, and you don't want to do that. So avoid any items that are going to make you act irrational, okay? Avoid any vices. Take care of your health right now, especially if you have kids, everybody. I mean this. Your kids right now are looking to you and the mother or father, right, to be a leader right now. Don't make the situation worse. They're confused. They didn't ask for the shared custody between mommy and daddy. So look out for yourselves, okay? I mean, take care of yourself, be an example for them, because whether you believe it or not, they're always listening. They're always watching. I mean that with all sincerity. So be mindful of that, okay? Be an example for your kids to follow. Here we go. Tip number 7. And I'm going to hold on this one for a little bit because this is very important. Build a new circle. Join new clubs, as I mentioned, groups, volunteer teams, as I mentioned, online communities like mine, the links in the bio and description, right? Fresh faces equal fresh perspectives and fresh life. Thank you for the tip, Biflix. I appreciate that. Now, speaking of building a new circle, I want to get a little bit more detailed in this, okay? So bear with me. I want everybody to be mindful of who they allow in their space, because whether you know it or not, you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around the most. And the last thing I want everybody in this live in my community to be doing is hanging around toxic bullshit. I don't want you hanging around people that are just going to give you nothing but toxic advice, telling you to go, the only way to get over a woman is to get on top of another, which is complete bullshit. Don't do that. or having this rhetoric, maybe. Because one other thing, I hate misogyny, I hate misandry. I don't hate women, guys. So if you're coming to this page expecting me to be like a red pill dude, I can't stand those dudes. That's not me. I'm all about taking accountability. All right. Every gender has their problems. You can't blame what's going on in the dating world and in marriages on one gender. If you think that, you need to step outside your own fucking shoes and look at the big picture. Okay. Yes, I know some situations the man's a problem and women's a problem. There's bad women and there's bad men. Okay. So don't be joining circles about wanting to paint the other gender in a negative light, because that's easy to fall under the influence with. Think about it. You're heartbroken, you're vulnerable, maybe you're confused, then you come across a page that's saying, women ain't shit, modern women ain't shit, men ain't shit, all men cheat. You've seen those videos. I can't stand them, because if you're vulnerable, weak, and heartbroken, you're gonna say, yeah, men ain't shit, and then fall down this silo of this echo chamber of hate and misogyny. So please don't follow those groups. Watch what you're following on social media, because the last thing I want is your algorithm to see that you're heartbroken and angry, and that's all the shit that's going to feed you. I mean that. Reset your phone if you have to. Reset your feed, and be sure you're following creators like me who are giving you positive advice on how to move on in a healthy way, how to co-parent in a healthy way, how to heal in a healthy way. That's what you should be following, not the toxic garbage that you see that, let's be honest, they go viral, insanely viral all the time. So be very mindful of that, okay? Be careful who you follow. If you were the problem in the previous marriage, and I mean this with all sincerity, if you were the problem, be a better man or woman. Thank you so much for the tip, Bitflix. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Again, super chats are appreciated. Stars are appreciated on Facebook, everybody. Be mindful with who you surround yourself with. Use this pain, use the loss, use this moment that you've lost everything. Thank you so much, everybody, for the tips. Thank you so much. If you lost everything, please be a positive example and just use it to be a better person. Like I said, like I was saying, if you were the problem in the relationship, learn from it. All right. Own up to it. Own up to the mistake, and just promise yourself that you're not going to do this again. Like, hey, I am here. My wife left me, right? My wife left me. My girlfriend left me. What the hell happened? Well, maybe I wasn't a great boyfriend. Go back into the relationship and look at all the arguments that you had, right? That's one good way to go about doing it. And then say, you know what? Did we resolve those arguments? Did we ever talk in a healthy manner? Did we ever get to a resolution and solve the problem? Or was it just consistent, just battery back and forth? Maybe you can't communicate. So I would urge you to learn how. Maybe go to therapy, read some books, be self-aware, but be a better man or woman for the next person you meet. And I truthfully mean that, okay? Don't allow yourself to sabotage relationships with the same fucking problems that you've been having on the next person you meet. Don't project anything that's happened in your past to the person that's in front of you that you don't know anything about. All right? Don't do that. I think a lot of people get caught up in the blaming the men or women type of facet, and they forget about the individual in front of them, and they forget to ask questions. So please don't do that. Don't do that. Focus on yourself, focus on thinking positively, and focus on wanting to change. All right. So I know I went a little long on that, but that's probably, in my opinion, the most important thing. And we are who we hang around with. So please ensure that you're hanging around the right people. If you're asking for advice, don't ask your buddies for advice when every relationship they've ever had is failed. Don't ask your buddy for advice if he's in a horrible marriage and he can't stand his wife. Does that make sense? Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. And again, everybody, thank you, everybody on TikTok. Everybody on TikTok, if you have a question, you're going to have to go to my YouTube channel, okay? If you want to dial in, call in, the audio is going to be great. You go to my YouTube channel, there's a link there in the chat. You can click there, and you can ask me any question. That goes for everybody here as well. If you have a question, you can ask it in the chat. You can do that, right? Or if you want to talk to me, I love taking calls. Like the last segment of my live, I love taking calls. I love hearing your story. So if you want to dial in, you're going to have to go to YouTube, okay? So thank you for that. Where do we leave off? Okay, tip number 8. 8, set one bold goal. Write down one dream you postponed during your relationship, business, body, travel, skill, and start taking the baby steps toward it. This is what I coach all my clients with, and I want you to hear me out. I want you every day to write 3 goals. And these are just minute goals, very, very small goals, like scheduling an appointment, reading something or listening to a podcast. I want you to think about what life you want post-divorce. The old life's over, right? You have to move on. So you have to move on. How are you going to get there? I want you to every day write 3 small goals, whether that's making an appointment at the doctor, getting an exam, I don't know, going to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym for 1 hour today and, work on my glutes. Something, I don't know, whatever it is you want to do, please do that. If you want to go back to school, learn a skill, get an associate's degree, I don't know, go to school. Each day, I want you to commit to at least a couple of hours a day that's going to be headed and putting you in the right direction to go and get your goal done. All right. Don't waste days just lounging around on the sofa, not doing anything. Be productive with your life. All right. Maybe go to YouTube. Like for me, I always wanted to learn about video editing. Right. I always wanted to do that. So what did I do? I went to YouTube and watched 1 hour tutorials on YouTube of how to edit videos in Premiere Pro. And before you know it, I got really good at it. So, do something like that. Learn new skills, go to school. Maybe you want to become a plumber. I don't know. But make 3 goals a day that are not huge goals, right? But that are going to get you to your major goal. So you have a major goal that's maybe 2 years out, but each day you're going to have a baby goal to get you to that. All right. That way, every day feels like a win. Every day feels like an accomplishment. And one of those goals, honestly, if you want to start simple and small, everybody, and again, everybody on YouTube, please subscribe if you haven't done so already. If to get your feet going, I would urge you that the first goal is to get out of bed. Let's start simple. Get out of bed, make your bed, and have your bedroom clean. Why? Because believe it or not, if a clean bedroom will contribute to a healthy, clean mindset. And plus, it helps with discipline. If you have a messy home, you're going to think your mind, your world, everything's a mess. Keep everything clean. All right. Not a clean freak, but be sure you just have everything organized. If you have a clean, organized home, you'll have a clean, organized mind. So that's a baby goal that you can do for free. Okay. So please do that. What do we have here? Tip number 9. And again, everybody on TikTok, if you'd like to join the live and see everything differently, please go to YouTube. You can see it there as well. Okay. I'm not going to be able to take calls on TikTok like I did before. Let's see here. Tip number 9. Let's do this. Audit your boundaries. Ask yourself, what did I allow that I should never accept again? Write a new rule and stick to it like it's the law. What boundaries did you guys what compromises did you guys have in your previous relationship? Like it ended, right? So what boundaries or what compromises did you let go? What did you give up? For me, honestly, it was respect. Like a lot of times in my previous relationships, I made exceptions because they were beautiful or whatever the case is. You lose yourself in that whole situation. You have boundaries, whatever you let go of that you feel ashamed of, that I shouldn't compromise my whole demeanor for this one person. Be sure to have boundaries. Be sure to have non-negotiables. Be sure to treat them as just, they're not, you can't compromise them. You're not going to compromise them for anything. Okay. So try that out, write that out, whatever that is. If you don't want me asking, I'm just going to ask the chat. What did you allow that you will never allow again? What do you have? Veronica says, you know what you want and what you don't. Okay, very good. What else do we have here? Let's see here. Disrespect. Yeah, that's a big one as well. Lying and cheating. Yeah, that's a hard one as well. Again, everybody on TikTok, thank you for that. Blaming, making him less than me. It leads to resentment. Ooh, that's a good one. That is a good one. For me, it was not being heard, if I could be honest. There's a few relationships. There's tons of reasons why they ended, but for the most part, for me, it was like I never felt I was heard, and I stayed in the relationships. I think it's important for relationships that you're both heard, and not just heard, but understood. It's like, I hear you and I'm sorry, right? So I think that works wonders. Let me see here. And I'll get to everybody's questions in a bit. So hold on one moment. I see your questions here. Keeping me waiting, not showing up on time for dinner. Oh, that's a good one. What else do we have? He made fun of things that I liked. Like teasing? Yeah, don't tease your partner. What's up with that? Yeah, don't do that. Okay, and on to the last tip. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. The last tip is treat this like a rebirth, not a loss. This is a tough one, and I know those that are just going through a divorce right now, you may be thinking, you know what, this is, my life's over. I gave this person my all. I gave him my youth, whatever the case is, and my life's over. I understand that. I'm urging everybody not to think that way. Don't think that way. It's a beginning. It's a chapter in your life that's now over. You've learned a lot from it. A lot happened, right? You have tons of chapters in front of you. You have everything in front of you to make things work. You're breaking up, you're leaving a relationship. It ended horribly, whatever the case is, but don't see it as I wasted my time. I'm pretty sure in the 5 years, 10 years, whatever the case is, there were some good moments. Maybe you have some kids. There's some positives that you can walk away with, right? In your relationship, there's positives that you can walk away with. Please focus on that. It's okay to mourn the relationship. It's okay to mourn the past, but don't allow your past to rule your future. Okay? Don't allow your past to dictate what's going to happen next. Learn from your past, but don't let it control you. Don't be that person who says they're never going to give love a second chance, never again, I'm never going to get married. We all say that because that's a defensive mechanism. We all say that. So, but don't treat this as a loss. Treat this as a rebirth. You can grow and become a better person after this event. And I know that's not easy. I know people may say, I have questions. How do you do that? But you can do that. You got this within you. You got this within you. And a lot of people, I want to be clear, you're stronger than you think. I think a lot of people sell themselves short on as far as what they're capable of handling and how strong they are. And if I can be honest, you're stronger than you think you are. I think when push comes to shove, there's like the survival gear that everybody has, and you finally come to the understanding that if I don't get this done, it's not going to happen. So please understand, don't sell yourself short. You have it within you. I know that's scary because it's an unknown thing. You've lived a life, I don't know, years with this person, and just that unknown is terrifying. Go conquer that unknown. Go look it in the eye and punch it in the face. Metaphorically is what I'm saying. Please do that. You got it within you. Okay. And those are my tips for the 10 tips on how to move on after a breakup or divorce, everybody. So again, welcome to the live. If you haven't done so, I would love to have some questions in queue. So if everybody has a question, please go to YouTube. Let's go to Root Advice. Go to YouTube, type in Root Advice. There's a link on the chat. Click on that link and you can come in and ask me any question you like. There are some comments that I'm going to get to in just a moment. And let me see what questions that we have so far. 1 second. This looks different. Hold on. What do we have here? Move on healthy. This will sound brutal, but the easier way, just accepting that it's over, and then the process can begin. Every breakup is different. I accept it. It is different. And like I say, and thanks, Sean, for the comment there. Every breakup is different. And the way I see it, the bad relationships are supposed to end. And they will end. The good ones thrive, adapt, and survive. How do you know you're in a good relationship? The easiest tell is that you're with somebody who's willing to meet you halfway, who's willing to compromise, who's willing to listen just like you are, who's willing to take accountability and say, I'm sorry, who's willing to meet you in the middle and change along with you. Because as much as we like, and we say this all the time, she changed on me, he changed on me, whatever the case is, they became a different person. Of course, that's going to happen. People change throughout their life. And it's important that you understand that it's not going to be the way it always was. It's going to change. Things happen. People get sick. People get smarter. People lose weight. Whatever the case is, people change for the better or for the worse. And we have to learn how to adapt to that. Okay. So try that. I'm sorry. Move on and healthy, definitely. But every breakup, in my opinion, my divorce taught me a lot, and all the other following breakups that I had when I was single, they all taught me invaluable, a lot about myself. Let's see. What are the questions? Hey, Courtney's on here. What's up, Courtney? Good friend of mine. What's going on? So what about if you should have never crossed the lines and stayed friends before dating? That's a tough one. I mean, there's nothing you can do if you cross the lines. I mean, to be honest, Courtney, every female relationship that I had that we were friends and we hooked up and did something, it ended bad because it's never the same. It's never the same. And that's one thing. There has to be a level of discipline with people. Like if you have a great friendship and there's a camaraderie there, there's maybe some flirtation as well. And again, I've been there. I know how that is. You have to ask yourself, what's more valuable, the friendship or maybe a couple nights of hooking up? Because again, most of the women, and I've had plenty of female friends in the single days, majority of the time we hooked up and they all ended bad. And because you know why? This is why I'm going into detail. By the way, I get a little vulgar. I curse, so be prepared for that. All right. What happens if friends hook up? Sometimes it turns into a situationship. And for those who don't know, what is a situationship? Situationships are arrangements with the person that you're with where it's like, you know what? There's no entitlements, there's no exclusivity, there's no title. We're just two adults that are hooking up and having a good time. The problem with that is that you go from fucking to making love. Feelings will spring up. You can't be good friends with somebody. You can't have that camaraderie, that sense of humor where you're talking all the time and getting to know each other and then having great sex. Someone's going to fall in love. Feelings will come about. Someone in that situationship will fall in love. And then it's going to turn into something that the other person didn't want. And before you know it, it's going to end. So just be cognizant with that and just learn from it. I mean, I've made that mistake plenty of times and I know better now. But yeah, be cognizant with that. Let me ask everybody in the chat, how many of you had a great friend and it went to another level of flirtation and you guys messed around and it thrived? Like, how many of you have converted a friendship into a healthy relationship? Just curious. Say yes, no, raise your hand in the chat. I don't know what platform, but just how many of you have had that work out? Somebody will say yes, yes. 15 years. Oh, wow. Well, I'm happy that it worked out for you. I really am. For the most part, they don't. And you never tried that. Gotcha. And plus, there's like somebody mentioned in the chat right here, there's also jealousy. Jealousy can always spring up. Because think about it, you're intimate, you're hooking up, then your friend says something to the effect like, "Hey, I'm talking to somebody." Like, "Hey, what about me?" Everybody's been there. Come on, you've been there. All right, 1 second here. Turn this down. All right, thank you for the question, Courtney. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I've known you, what, 30 years now? Let's see here. Hey, Bella, what's going on? But it's okay to stay friends. If you both have the maturity to do that, then yeah. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, but if most of the time, like I said, feelings do spring up and someone thinks they deserve more, maybe they were disrespected. For the most part, I say keep it as friends, or maybe have that conversation with them before you even engage in anything. Somebody has a question here. Again, I have a question. When ask some of, excuse me, when ask some to be your girlfriend and they say, I don't know. Okay, when you ask someone to be your girlfriend and they say, I don't know, well, they don't want to be your girlfriend. That's it, man. That's it. Uh, I'm pretty blunt with my advice, by the way. I tell you what you need to hear versus what you want to hear. I'm not going to sugarcoat a damn thing. Hey, Denise, what's going on? That is hard. That's what she said. They should not. Let's see. I'm just reading some comments here. To be honest, some cultures you need to know the person before you date. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, yeah, 100%. Lauren has a question here. Let me see. How do I plan to co-parent with him? I've been blindsided. Lauren, that's a good question. Co-parenting. Let's talk about that real quick. The best advice I can give anybody on that is again, put your kids first. I know that may be a tough ask for some people, like maybe the other co-parent's not cooperating, but I urge everybody that just be cognizant that your kids are always watching. They're listening, and if they don't know understand what is being said, they understand how everybody feels. So just be a great example to your kids and just be the good parent, okay? When it comes to co-parenting, it's a new normal, right? Be sure you follow the divorce decree or the parental schedule to the T. Maybe there's going to be exceptions from time to time. Be sure you have a good, I guess, conversation, a good camaraderie with the co-partner or the ex-husband or wife. Be mindful. I would also advise that if you are co-parenting, keep the conversations only about the kids. Don't talk about the past. Don't talk about remember when. Don't talk about previous fights. Avoid that atmosphere. It's all about the kids now. So when you pick them up or there's an exchange, I hope you're not doing it at a gas station. If you are, it is what it is, right? But talk about, hey, what's going on? The kids have a test, they're sick, there's practice, there's a game this weekend, there's a parent teacher conference. That's it. That's all the communication should be. So everybody's aligned and on the same page. And again, for those other situations where you have like maybe somebody who's a narcissist and you're just treating everybody or treating you in a horrible way, saying horrible things to the kid, it's sad to say, but there's really nothing you can do unless the kid's safety is in danger for the most part. There's nothing you can do to control them on how to behave or how to act when the kid is with them. The best thing you can do is give your kid the most positive, healthy environment you can possibly give them. And the long game, unfortunately, well, the good thing is that for the long game is that the kid is always going to remember how you made them feel. They're going to feel safe with you. So when they're older and they get to choose who they want to stay and live with, they're going to pick you. Because anytime they went to dad or mom's, dad was always drunk. There was girls. He was mad. He was always saying things about you. Whatever the case is, right? In the end, the kids are going to see who the problem was. That's going to show itself out loud and be pretty obvious to them. And they're going to see who the healthy parent is. So just think about that in the long game. But it breaks my heart whenever I get nobody gets married to fail. Hell, I didn't, but it happens, right? You can't control life sometimes when things happen. But be an example to your kids, man. They're looking at you to be a leader. Please look out for them. Okay. You don't talk about that. Okay. Oh, thank you, Veronica, for bringing that up. Yeah, don't be, I get everybody's different, but for the most part, in my opinion, after a divorce or breakup, if you have children, let's just talk about that. If you have children, the children come first. And what I mean by that is don't be introducing them to mommy's new friend or daddy's new friend. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I mean that with all sincerity. The kid is still confused. Their kid's sad. They miss mommy or daddy. And you're going to throw in their face daddy or mommy's new friend. What the hell's wrong with you? Put your kid's well being ahead of your dick or your pants or your loneliness and put your kid's well being first. And how about this? Let's think of something like pretty fucking crazy. Why don't you just put your kids' well being first and be sure that you and the co parent can adjust to this new normal and get along great and be sure once they're comfortable and you got a cool camaraderie and a good flow, then go date. And then you maybe introduce the kid. My ex-wife and I, we had a rule, which I will forever love my ex-wife for being the mother of my kids. She's an amazing co-parent. But we had a rule, like no one was going to know the kids or introduce. We were not going to introduce the kids to anybody. We had a rule: date them for 6 months, right? Because we want to ensure that we're not bringing anybody who's a possible predator. You know what I'm talking about? A crazy person, someone who's insanely jealous or maybe abusive. We didn't want to bring anybody to the kids, so we dated somebody for 6 months to ensure they were no pendejos or pendejas, right, or crazy people. Once they passed that 6 month window, they met the ex-wife to make sure that we all got along. Because if you have a healthy co-parenting relationship, I'm going to tell everybody this: if you have a healthy co-parenting relationship, protect that with all your heart because jealousy is going to come when you date somebody else. That third element, that other person that's going to come into your life may hate the fact that you're talking to your ex husband or wife so often. Why do you need to talk to her so much? We're talking about my kids. You have a problem with that? If you do, you can fucking get out of the car and go home. Don't let anybody jeopardize that. Don't put another man or woman's well-being or emotions above your kids. Don't be a fucking idiot. That pisses me off. If you can't tell, I'm very protective with kids. They're defenseless, right? They have no say in this whole situation. Mommy, daddy fucked up and failed, right? Be a great example for them. They need you, okay? They need you in this confusing, painful time. Be an example for them. And don't make all these horrible mistakes that you see on social media. Don't do that. You love my attitude? Yeah, I don't fuck around. That's why I go by rude advice. And again, everybody, if you listen to everything I'm saying, it's all for the betterment of yourself, better mental health, a positive way of healing, not using anybody, no, not using anybody as a rebound. I'm here to promote your self-worth, self-respect, healing the right way, and going in this new world, this new normal in a positive mindset, not a destructive one. That's not me. Like I said, I'm not red pill. I don't hate men. I don't hate women. I hate toxicity. Yes, I hate misogyny. I hate misandry. I can't stand those channels that just consistently just shit on women and men. That's not me. If you're new here, please subscribe. Like I said, I got 5 platforms up right now. So I got a lot of things. I'll get used to this. So please subscribe. Super chats are appreciated. And again, I'll be taking calls in probably in the next 20 minutes. So again, if you are on YouTube, there's a link in the chat that I pinned where you click on the link, it'll put you in a queue and I'll bring you on. You can ask any questions you want. Okay. No, it's not even being advice, laugh out loud. I can get stern at times. Let's see here. What other questions do we have? Need advice? Yeah, go ahead and call in, man, or put it in the chat, whatever you feel comfortable with. Oh, who do we have a question here? This is a long comment here. Bear with me here. Spent 3 years with a 45-year-old narcissistic mom up to this past July. Oh my God. She blocks me. She ghosts me, my whole family and friends. Wow. and 3 months later got married. I'm sure it was to the guy she was talking to, probably, man. I'm sorry to hear about that. On social media, that's why she's always defensive on her phone. My God. Were these kids yours? Let me see here. She was obsessed with attention and validation on social media. And I'm sorry to hear about that, man. I didn't see a question there, but that's a horrible arrangement there. 3 years with them? If those are your kids, man, again, I don't know what questions you have on that, but that's usually the patterns of anybody who's a narcissist, like, their feelings come first, right? The moment you question them, it's either fight or flight. They fight you or just take off and block you. Those are the common patterns, and everything that they're doing as far as ghosting and such like that, that's pretty comparable, and then again, narcissists or people like that, they never address the feelings. They never take accountability and say, "You know what? Maybe I was a fuck up." They just go to the next person who's gonna give them the narcissistic supply, and if you know what that means, it's just somebody who's just gonna tolerate their bullshit. So I'm sorry to hear about that. But yeah, those are the people. Let me ask you, said you're saying here she was obsessed with attention and validation on social media. Was she like that when you first met? Or was it something that developed within the 3 years that you were together? Yeah, Courtney, let's lie to everybody. We're in our 20s. Sure. Oh my God. Just checking the chat here for some questions. Again, super chats are appreciated. Any tips here on TikTok would be appreciated as well. On TikTok, I'm just going to pin my video here, how to heal from a breakup the right way. It's down below. All my best tips are listed in that video. And again, there is a healthy way of healing from a breakup, and it's all listed on that video. So please purchase that, okay? And again, TikTok, if you have a question, go to my YouTube page and ask, and I'd be more than happy to have you. Be sure to follow. Val's here on TikTok says, "What if my son is 31 years old and has issues? What can you advise on that?" Well, I don't know what the issues are, Val. I mean, what's going on? I mean, does he need therapy? Has he spoken to a therapist? What kind of issues are there? Are those? I guess I would need more specific information. Let me scroll up a little bit here. He's not emotionally mature enough. He's been a problem in our marriage. Well, again, Lauren, great comment there. If somebody has proven to you who they are, don't expect them to change. I think that's one thing that a lot of people do by accident or maybe unintentionally is that they stay with somebody in the hopes or faith that they'll change. They never do. If you've been with somebody long enough and they've consistently let you down or never fulfilled their promise, they've proven to you who they are. So don't waste any time. I mean that. It's not our job to fix anybody. It's not our job to be somebody's therapist or heal them or make them happy. That's not our job. Our job is to be a loving person or spouse, right? If they're not happy within themselves, that's their own problem. But yeah, if they're not emotionally mature enough, then there's nothing really can do. Somebody here on TikTok saying pretending relationship is okay for the kids. How do I initiate the divorce decision conversation? Oh my God, that is a very tough one. And again, thank you for the question. Is it third love, homie? How do you initiate that conversation? Be prepared for it to be. It can be confrontational. If your spouse in the past has demonstrated like maybe a temperament that scares you, be sure you have like maybe a family member present, somebody that you can keep you safe. But if that's not an issue there, I would urge you to do your homework, be sure that this is the right thing you wanna do, and I wanna be clear, I don't like promoting divorce. I understand. I'm trying to save marriages as best I can, but, in the most part, if you've explored every option to save it and they're not willing to meet you halfway, what choice have they given you? Right? So I would study up your state. So go to ChatGPT, maybe have a consultation with an attorney, study up and just be a somewhat expert in your state that's tied to your situation. Figure out how long the process takes, what it'll cost, what you need to prepare for it, and what needs to take place. Right. So study up on that. And if I the one other piece of advice I would give somebody is that if you're going to file for divorce, the best advice I can say is if you've tried everything to save it, if you've done everything you can to make it work and they still haven't met you halfway, then they left you no choice. And if you go and exhaust those options and then file, guess what you'll have? You'll have the peace of mind. You'll have the peace of mind knowing I tried everything. I tried everything and they didn't meet me halfway. And that is invaluable. I say that because that's what I did. I should have got divorced year 13. I got divorced year 16, but I tried everything to save it. And if you tried everything, what else can you do for you? You can't do nothing. But have that conversation, maybe go for a walk someplace that's neutral, maybe there's just you 2, and bring it up, and for the most part, I'm pretty sure they know it's coming. And to the men, I'm gonna talk to the men because I'm just gonna go with the numbers here. Just hear me out, guys, take notes here. 80% of the time women file, right? 80% of the time women file for divorce. When a woman tells you, "I want a divorce," it's not something she just came up with at that moment, guys. She's been thinking about that for a long time. It's been maybe a couple years, maybe a couple months. She's spoken to her friend, she's spoken to her therapist, she's gotten validation, she's gotten approval, she's thought about it, and now she's brave enough to say it out loud. So it's nothing that just happened out of nowhere. Nothing happens out of nowhere in these cases, all right? It's been years in the making. And I urge everybody, if you're in that situation where you're completely confused and don't know what the hell happened, like, what the hell? I don't know. Well, I mean, she sideswiped me. I'm like, we're now divorced. I'm like, what the hell? Things were great. I thought things were perfect. No, step back. And I want you to just be more self aware and think back the past 3 years. Let's start with that 3 years. What have you guys been fighting about? Were you fighting? Were there any resolved issues? What was a constant thing that was never resolved? Because usually what leads to a divorce, for the most part, is that there was tons of unresolved issues that are just swept under the rug, and before you know it, all those issues are so overwhelming that the person has resentment that they stayed so long, they hate you, they hate themselves for staying there, and it's so many problems that they think it's unsolvable. So again, go back. Nothing ever happens out of nowhere. Either financial stress, whatever the case is, it's the clues are always present. Okay. Let's see here. Again, everybody, subscribe if you haven't done so already. I see all the comments here on Facebook, so I'll get there in just a bit. So please subscribe. Super chats are also appreciated as well, or tips as well. So bear with me here. Okay. Oh, going back to the 45-year-old narcissistic woman. Hold on, dude. Whoa, whoa. No, they were from a previous relationship, and yes, 3 years, she would never take accountability for her actions. Yeah, just like a narcissist. All I wanted her to do was to stop liking pictures of men and adding random men, so she couldn't do that. Shaking my head, and yeah, she was like that, from the get-go. Wow, okay. If you don't mind me asking, why did you ignore that sign, though? I mean, she was pretty obvious in telling you who she was, right? Why did you, pursue the relationship if she was consistently acting like that at the beginning? Not judging, I'm just asking, man. Where do we leave off here? It was like that from the get-go, and it all started the first month of us dating. She still had her ex-boyfriend on TikTok. Oh, that's a second red flag, dude. Tons of red flags. And I asked her to delete him numerous times, and she always had excuse. That's another red flag. Oh my God. I had to threaten to break up with her to delete certain guys of her ex. The sad thing is, man, you know she didn't delete them, right? I mean, she may have, but she had a backup account where she can talk to them. From my experience, bro, if you have to tell a woman to block somebody, they're not gonna do it. Or they will do it, but they'll still talk to them with another platform. If you have to force somebody to block them and they deny it or push back, you're not the one. And I know that from experience. Block your ex. No, he's a nice guy. Like I've made that mistake as well, man. But yeah, all the signs were there. And again, I don't know how to pronounce your name, dude, but I hope that you've learned from this. Like recognize the flags, recognize all the items that are just against your non-negotiables, and don't make this mistake again. All right. 1 second. Let's see. Oh, 10,000 steps. Yeah. All right. She and her kids need supply to avoid all places me used to I don't want to. Wow. I hope you're in a better place, man. Are you good? Are you good now? I hope you are, brother. Again, let's see, what do we have here? Nothing ever, yeah, going back, nothing ever happens out of nowhere, everybody. Nothing ever happens. And for one-on-ones, if you wanna book a one-on-one with me, everybody, in Facebook or TikTok, excuse me, Facebook or, YouTube or Kick, there is a link to my Stand store. You can download a free guide, how to get over your ex. Five reasons why you can't get over your ex. There's also a link to book a one-on-one if you wanna talk to me in private. The piece is so amazing. Is it Karen? Yes, it is. For those who haven't experienced peace, I hope you do one day. Please learn from your mistakes. Don't replicate the past and learn from them. But once you experience peace, you will never compromise it for anything. It's the most wonderful feeling. And you're absolutely right. Let's see here. How long can you pretend? I think that varies per individual. Unknown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me, my ex don't want to work things out, but she still wants me around. What should I do? Oh, she just wants you for just, validation, man. Look, I I said earlier, like, you can't be friends with an ex. I'll say this again, this is one of my hot takes. Being friends with your ex is pretty stupid. Don't do it, man. I'm not calling you stupid, I've made that same mistake as well, but you're never gonna heal if you hang out with your ex. She initiated the breakup, and let me tell you what she's asking you. Let me tell you your situation. She doesn't want you romantically. She doesn't want you. She's pretty obvious in that comment there, right? But she loves how you make her feel. She loves the validation you give her. She loves that she can count on you to be there for her when things aren't working out for her. So you're being used, man. That's it. You're being used. So if you feel that it's one-sided, she's always asking for things and you can't ask on the other way, then don't do it. But most times when the ex wants to be friends, they like you as a person. They like what you do for them. They love how you make them feel, but they don't want anything to do with you romantically. So don't be used, man. Don't. Walk away from it. Have some self-respect. I'm pretty sure you're hurt by what she's saying, and seeing her is still kind of awkward, like, are we friends or not? Can I hold hands? It's a big mess, man. Don't put yourself through that. She chose to walk away from you. Have the self-respect to say, "You know what? This is what you're gonna tell her. Write this down if you want. This isn't gonna work out for me. You know why? I can't be your friend because I love you and I want more. You don't want more. You've been very clear about that, but I can't do it. So you know what? I'm gonna put myself first. I'm gonna be selfish and block you on every platform. I'm not gonna speak with you. Don't reach out to me. If you ever loved me or if you ever respected me, don't ever reach out to me again because I need to heal from this. It's gonna take some time. Okay? Good luck with whatever you want to do, but I can't be your friend because I want more, but you don't want that. And walk away. You don't have to yell. You don't have to get mad. You don't have to say horrible things. Say that, put your foot down, walk away. Easy as that. There's a soundbite for you. All right. So one second here. I mean that. Do what's best for you. And you know what the thing is? Why is it so many of us don't put our needs first? Why? I mean that. Like, why is it a lot of us compromise our own mental health and self respect for the person that we're dating? It shouldn't be that way. And a person who loved you and respected you wouldn't ask you to do that either. So be mindful of what's in front of you. If friends are telling you, "Hey, man, this is not going to work out. This is not it. She's she's not the person for you, man." Listen to them. Your friends care about you. Zach Levine. I think I heard that name from something. The guy from Maroon 5? I don't know. What do we have here? Do you want to be plan B or are you plan A? That's a valid point, man. Yeah. Because if you're friends with your ex, you're definitely plan B. Adam Levine. There you go. I knew it was one of those Levines, man. Don't be a backup plan or a safety net with somebody. Because think about it. Because if you're friends with an ex and you're not exclusive, she's out there exploring the dating world. She's out there having fun, or he's having fun. They're fucking other people, getting their cheeks clapped. And you're just there at home waiting for them to finally realize what they missed. Don't be that person. You deserve better. You deserve better. And somebody who love you wouldn't be putting you through that. They don't love you because that's all, everything they're doing is completely selfish in the act. Okay. Hey, sissy, what's up? Glad to see you on YouTube. I always put my son and his father's needs before my own. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Let's see here. You're absolutely right. I was blindsided by love and her fake facade. Was she hot? You know what? There's a phenomenon for men when we men, and I mean this with all sincerity because I was one of them. When we date a beautiful woman, we tend to have a harder time with them because there's a term called the halo effect. Let me read that to you, man. The halo effect is psychology shows that men tend to give extra credit to women who are physically attractive. If a woman is beautiful, a man often assumes that she's also kinder, smarter, or more compatible, whether it's true or not. This amplifies the emotional attachment. And plus, we compromise our needs and wants because of ego and desire. We love this woman. We love having a hot woman next to us. We love what it does for our ego. So we're going to compromise and deal with a lot of toxic bullshit because we don't want to let them go. So a lot of times the beauty, the tickle bitties and all that, it will compromise our logic. I've been that guy. So be careful with that. Sully, that's your nickname, Sully? Okay, that's an awesome. Like Uncharted. I love Sully. Okay. You love the YouTube look? Thank you, sissy. I appreciate that. And again, everybody, do me a solid. There's 136 people here on TikTok. If you haven't done so, go to my YouTube page, subscribe if you want to check out the live and how it's presented there. Please do so. I'm gonna play some videos and react to them in a bit so you can hear them there. You're not gonna be able to hear them there. Let's see here. There's a question. Valid. Thank you, Danny. Let's see. Laura, I see your comments. There's a few here. Marissa saying, keep conversation strictly about the kids. It can work, but you have to try. Thank you so much. Very good point. Laura, I said this before on the live, but I broke up with my ex and he's in my friend group, but he's trying to make me jealous. Of course he is. And he was saying to me a week ago that he still loves me. And now he's talking to another girl. I would send that screenshot over to the new girl that he's talking about. And again, look, Laura, I know sometimes it gets a little messy when you date a friend and you have the same friend groups. But look, admit it, every weekend when you guys have plans, you're not looking forward to going out because the fucker's going to be there, right? A lot of times you got to walk away. A lot of times you got to walk away from the friendship, maybe start a new circle, maybe tell your friends, like, look, I know we're all used to this camaraderie, this whole group, but I can't do this anymore. So I would prefer not to hang out with him. Not that you're making them choose, but you're choosing what's best for yourself. And that look, Laura, I'm gonna be honest with you, that runs its course. How many of us have been in that situation where we dated somebody, right? In a friend group, and then you break up and now you still gotta see them? It's not good. It's like dating somebody at work. It never works out. It never does. So again, do the best you can to walk away from that or maybe not engage with them as much because I know it's not making you feel good. And plus, he's trying to make you jealous. And the dumbass is still saying that he loves you while using the other girl as a rebound. And Laura, for the love of God, I hope you don't go back with him because he's showing you who he is. The breakup, it happened. Instead of dealing with the breakup and dealing with the heartbreak and addressing maybe what went wrong between the both of you, what is he doing? He's fucking another woman. He's not doing any work. He's not trying to improve himself. He's not going into solitude and figuring things out. And you know what? I lost Laura. I got to figure things out. I want to be a better man for this. No, he's fucking another woman. So don't deal with people who don't address problems in a healthy way and go use rebounds. I have zero respect for people who go while they're broken up to go use others as a distraction. I have zero respect for that. There's tons of people like that out there. Please don't be that person. What do we have? Another one from YouTube. Hey, what's up? Good to see you. Thank you so much. Sissy, a client, thank you so much. I've been seeing Rudy for a couple months now. Thank you, Sissy. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. He is one of my clients that I've been seeing, and I really do appreciate your positive feedback and all that. It's been a wonderful time speaking with you, and I can't wait to speak to you this week. So again, thank you, Sissy. I really do appreciate that. Listen to Sissy, everybody. Let's see here. I won't. Don't worry. Yeah, look out for yourself. I really do mean that. Jack Dunkirk. It wasn't a breakup. I was seeing someone I was close with, drinks so much. I can't read that word out loud. There's some words I can't read. Someone's this is a new term for me. Lola09. Hello, can you explain what a suspended relationship is? I've never heard that term before. I'm assuming that's like a separation or a breakup or a timeout. I that's what I'm assuming here. Yeah, avoid those types of individuals. Don't Okay, for those that are new on my page, there's new people on Facebook, on TikTok. I want you to know something. I hate separations. I think separations or taking a break is idiotic. And let me explain why. And I don't like sounding cynical, but after you speak to over 5,000 people, and I've been doing this for like 6 years, every couple, every, for the most part, I'm gonna say 90% of all the people that I've spoken to personally, clients, men and women, every time you take a separation, you know what happens? One of you end up fucking somebody else. One of you goes out and tries to go and date because technically you're on a break. It's you technically are have a free pass, right? You can go do whatever you want. Most people go out and screw around. A lot of times men come back with HPV and infect their wives. Some women come back pregnant and they tell their husbands, hey, this was a sign. We're meant to be together. And now they're raising another guy's kid. I hate to say it out loud, but for the most part, most times people, while taking a break or separation, they go fuck other people. And I can't stand that. Separations, in my opinion, only work if both of you are committed and you have a plan. Like, how long is the separation going to be for, right? This suspended relationship. How long is that going to be for? You know what, honey? Let's take both of y'all agree to this. Let's take 6 months off, right? 6 months, and in the 6 months, what are we going to do to improve? We're going to therapy. We're going to read some books. We're going to meet every month and just to see how we're doing. We're not going to date anybody. We're not going to do anything stupid. We're going to just solely take the time to see if this is going to work out. I think if you have a plan like that and you stick to it, I think okay, we'll see how that goes, right? But unfortunately, that's not what happens. And I hate to say that out loud, but it's very true. 6 months, 3 months, I don't know. I'm just saying that out loud. But the point is to have a timeline, have a set timeline and a plan. You need to, because otherwise, I've seen people separated for years. Like, what the fuck's up with that? I mean that. Do something about that. Have a plan. Most times, people maybe you want the divorce, but you just kind of playing with the separation as just like a form of like, let's see what happens. No, don't waste time. If you've made up your mind and you know there's no saving it, and you know they're not going to change, they're not going to meet you in the middle. They've proven to you who they are. Why are you going to waste more time? You know what the number one regret is for people who file for divorce? I should have filed sooner. No. Why didn't I file when I was 32? Why didn't I file when I was 35? Now I'm 45. I should have filed 10 years ago. No, but I gave that fucker a chance and he or she blew it. That's why it goes back to my rules. If they've proven to you who they are and you know for a doubt they're not going to change, then move away. Walk away. Let's see here. One second here. Sully with another comment here. Rude advice. It's been almost 8 months and she's ghosted me. Ghosted me. The past is the past. Yes, she did me dirty. A part of me wants to run him and her new man off a cliff. No, dude, we don't do that. No, we don't do that, man. No, 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 no. Hell no. No, we don't do that, man. But a part of me doesn't want anything to happen to her because I loved hers. How would you come over that? Well, let me ask you this, Sully. I give this when I have a client and they can't get over their ex. Let me give you a pop quiz right now, okay? You take away sex, you take away routine, and you take away codependency. What did your ex give you? Because those 3 things that I named, that's what everybody gives you, right? But outside of the codependency, the sex, and the routine, what did she give you? Sounds like she just gave you nothing but hell. How did they make you feel majority of the time? Did you feel disrespected? Did you feel like you weren't taken seriously? Did you feel like they were consistently flirting with other people? She never respected you, man. So exactly, what are you missing? You know what some guys have told me? I miss her ass. She was great at sex. Okay, you're gonna compromise your mental health and go back to all that bullshit for like a 20-minute hookup session. Really? Come on, guys. Don't be doing that shit. Hey, what's up, everybody on YouTube? What's going on? But I mean that. Write that down. You don't have to respond on the live, Sully, but do that on paper. What did they give you? And I'll throw another one. How did they make you feel most of the time? And that cuts through the bullshit. That cuts through all the rose tinted lenses and all the emotions because now you have factual data in front of you. That's what they gave you. And if it's all negative, ask yourself, what do you miss? There must be a codependency issue, or maybe you just don't like being alone. Because if you're scared of being alone and you think most people who go back to an ex, for the most part, they're just doing it because they don't want to be alone. Think about that. If you go back to your ex because you think you'll never find anybody, it's going to fail. If you go back to your ex because you miss them and not address what really happened, it's going to fail. If you go back because you miss them, it's going to fail. You know why? Because the problems that led to the breakup didn't go anywhere and they're going to happen again. You ever date somebody, you break up, and then you reunite after a couple months and you have like a great sex weekend and have a great time. Then Monday they say, you know what, I can't do this. This was a mistake. It was a mistake because the problems that led to the breakup were never solved. The only time to be honest, the Puma was undefeated. Probably, but is it worth your mental health and dealing with that shit? No. And then you get her pregnant. Now you're stuck with her for the rest of your life, and you have like a horrible co-parenting relationship. So have some. I'm going to urge the guys that have some dick discipline. All right, go home and take care of business, and that's all you're going to do. All right, that's from Pulp Fiction. Go home, jerk off, and that's all you're going to do. All right, let's see what else we have here. Last thing you wanna do, man, is that. But yeah, everybody, again, I mean this with all sincerity. If you can't get over your ex, get a piece of paper, take away the sex, routine, and codependency, right? How did they make you feel most of the time? What did they give you? Sometimes someone will say, "She was my biggest cheerleader. She supported me all the time. She always made me laugh. She always said I can do better. She always gave me like an ego boost, like a confidence booster." Wow, that sounds like somebody that's wonderful. So you drop somebody that's worth, keeping. Sometimes you got to face those issues, but for the most part, a lot of the times you missing your ex has nothing to do with your ex. It has a lot to do with you. Maybe there's some childhood trauma. Maybe there's some abandonment issues, and that's the real problem, not your ex. Let's see here. Going back to Sully here. Oh wow. Okay. Depression, anxiety, stress. I felt like her kids and her didn't want me there. Well, there you go. I don't even have to read the rest, man. That's how you felt most of the time. So I'm asking you, Sully, what do you miss? And as I'm saying this with all sincerity, because I'm trying to help you, right? What do you miss? Maybe just the routine? There's plenty of other women out there, man, that are healthier. What I would advise you to do is address the reality of what this person actually contributed to your life and move on from this, man. Because I don't see anything. Hold on, there's more to this here. We let's see, anxiety, depression, and stress. I felt like the kids and her didn't want me there. That's got to be painful. We'd be in bed, and I'd be trying to initiate sex, and she'd be on Marketplace browsing, laugh out loud. Then I would get erectile dysfunction and couldn't perform because she ignored me. She would not hold me over the next day. Yeah, I mean, again, that's confidence issues, and again, it all comes down to just respect, man. So I can thank you for being honest and sharing that, man. I really do appreciate that. If we're not getting anything back from them, it's tough. It's tough, man. It's heartbreaking. But thank you for being honest about that. Ronnie says, "Whoa, thank you so much." Again, super chats are appreciate everybody. So if you want to send me a super chat, I would really appreciate that. I'm gonna take calls in a minute. What other questions do we have? 1 second. Again, everybody on TikTok, if you want to dial in and ask me a question, please do so by going to YouTube. Oh, 1 second. Somebody saying Carol's is saying I confronted my husband with cheating with women and men. Is he bisexual? Okay. He moved into another room and won't leave. Um, I would look in when it comes to those specifics, I want to be clear. When it comes to initiating a divorce and it's that early, or maybe trying to get him out of the house, I would go to like Google, Chat GPT. Every state's different. Like, for example, if you have him leave the house, let's say you both are on the title and you have him leave, in some states that can be like him abandoning the property. I don't know if that applies here. So I would just look up to see how do you get rid of spouse who won't leave? How do you file for divorce in the state? And look that up because if he's already cheating with on other men and women on and he's married to you, geez, man, I mean, he doesn't respect you. There's nothing to save. There's nothing that you can work with there. And I'm sorry that you're going through that. Annulment, maybe, yeah, sure. I mean, whatever applies in hello from Northern California. Hey, hello, Lando, what's up, man? Yeah, in those situations, man, that's gotta be tough. And again, thank you for the follows, everybody. I really do appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. Okay. I'm going to do lives 3 times a week. Um, YouTube's, I think, will be on Mondays and Fridays, and Wednesdays will be on TikTok alone. Okay. Let's see. 1 second. Ronnie, it's me. Any other questions that I see here? Lando, thank you for the follow as well. Let's see what I can do here. All right. Now, if there's no other questions, I'm going to react to some videos real quick, and I just want to share them with you. First one, I just want to show these are not tied to marriage, but these are tied to dating. So again, on TikTok, you're not going to be able to hear it, but if you go to YouTube, you'll see it. Hold on 1 second. Cool chat. Thank you so much. What is the percentage of people actually finding good relationships? That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, oh man, that is a really good question. I don't have any data on that, but I would say the majority of the dating world right now is pretty toxic. I would really urge everybody, and this is the tip I give everybody. If you're going through a divorce right now, you shouldn't even be thinking about dating. Dating should be the last thing on your mind. If you're thinking about dating after divorce, you've healed, you've taken time to rebuild your life, you've gotten things squared away, you're in a better place, you've healed from the whole event. Be very careful with who you let into your life because right now there's a ton of people out there that are simply just using people for sex. It's very toxic. In my experience, in all the dating I did, you really don't know anybody until the first 3 to 4 months. It takes a long time to get to know somebody. So be very patient with your heart. I mean, I've had people call in and say, "I'm in love with her," and it's been 3 weeks. I'm like, you're not in love, man. You're infatuated maybe. You're caught up in the excitement because the dopamine, the serotonin, and the oxytocin are shooting out of your ears. I mean, you're excited about this person, but that doesn't mean you're in love. Love is a different thing. Love is sacred. In my opinion, love is when you've been through some low moments, some tough moments, you've worked together, you've stuck together, you've respected each other. You've been through a lot of events and you still have that respect and admiration for one another. That's love to me. To me, that's what love is. Love isn't just about sex and having a huge heart on and being excited to see them. That's dopamine. That's infatuation. That's not love. So be careful about going back out there because there's a lot of people that you won't know who they are. They can ghost you, they can lie to you. So just be very patient with your heart and who you allow in your space. You've been through hell, you've lost everything. You put in what a good couple years, maybe years worth of work to get yourself in a healthy place. You're going to have a lot more self-respect for yourself and you're not going to tolerate any bullshit. I'm telling you that because I've been there, right? You're not gonna tolerate anything. You know what you want, you know what you're going to get, you know what to avoid, and go out there and conquer. And be patient. Be patient. Let's see here. That's yeah, it's lust, it's infatuation, that's all it is. Let's see here. Sully, I'll get to you in a minute. One moment. What do we have? Golden Gate Rick. For those 4.5 years of marriage, we spent 2 separated with so many issues. Damn. Sorry to hear about that, man. Really am. Why did you get married? Did you guys get married for the right reasons, or did you guys rush into it? Like, second divorce, oh my god. Let me go back to TikTok here. Sully saying, "Moving forward, my boundaries" excuse me, "Moving forward, my boundaries is I don't want my girl to be liking pics from other men." That's a sure, that makes sense. And adding random men or going out and hanging out with so-called guy friends, a lot of women will call that insecure and controlling. What's your take? No, 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 I think that's I mean, people have friends, let's talk about that, but I think that's a boundary that it's commonplace, I don't care what gender it is, I mean, I think it would be a sign of disrespect, if they're commenting and talking to people, flirting with them online, I think that's a huge no for women, it's a huge no for men, because that's gonna lead to conversations, DMs, things like that, I mean, if she respected you and you respected her, that would not even be an issue, right? So, I think that's a huge problem, and a girl going out with a bunch of guy friends, I would have a problem with that as well. I really have, because most of the part I've been in those situations where it has happened and it really doesn't lead to anything good. All right. So yeah, and vice versa. Like a guy having a lot of girlfriends, I'm pretty sure no woman would want to date him either. I think it comes down to respect. And if these are let's take a step back. Let's say these are friends that they've had for 10 years and nothing romantic has happened. That's different, right? So the way I saw it when I was dating is that one, you coming into somebody's life, you have no say on who they can talk to and who they can hang out with, right? Because you just met them. They've probably known people for 10, 15 years. So the way I would do it is like, okay, there's a lot of guys here. Maybe there's this boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. I'm just gonna see how things play out, right? Maybe because I have a great healthy co-parenting relationship with my ex-wife. Most people didn't like that. They thought I was still fucking her. Like, no, I just have a healthy relationship, right? So I got rid of them. So I would just watch and see if there's anything that I would be concerned about. And if there was, then I would address it. And if it wasn't resolved or they didn't meet me in the middle, then that's when I walked away. That's it. Let's see here. I feel like if you're trying to be serious, you shouldn't be liking photos of the opposite and doing things that make your partner uncomfortable or you wouldn't want done to you. Yeah, I would 100% agree with that, man. Yeah. It all comes down to respect. And it sounds like she never respected you. That's what it means, man. I mean, if she was doing that to you blatantly for 3 years and from the get-go in the beginning, she never respected you. And I know that's a tough pill to swallow, but it's the reality of the situation, man. And I hope you can walk away with this a better man and learning from it. Like the next time you meet somebody and they do that day one, I'm done. Thank you. You don't have to be mean, just walk away. Where's the music? I can't play it. I'm on YouTube now. Let's see. See. I'll play it maybe Wednesday, okay? Let's see here. Let's see. Any questions? No one's called in. I don't have anybody in queue. Again, if anybody has a question, please go to YouTube and click on the link. You'll see it in the chat at the very top that you can dial in and ask a question. And TikTok, let's try this. TikTok, I want to try one to see if YouTube can hear it because the audio, I'm still trying to work all that out. TikTok, if anybody has a question and wants to dial in, please do so. You know where to hit the button. There's a Q button down below. I want to see if anybody can hear it on YouTube. If not, then we'll figure things out the next time. The first time they disrespect you, make it their last. Well said, dude with glasses. I 100% agree with that. One on one with the opposite sex is dangerous. And in what regard? What do you mean exactly? Let's see. Bella, great picture. Let's see. What if they were gay men? For me, I prefer having gay men friends. I mean, that's fine. I mean, if there's nothing for you, if there's nothing that you should be worried about, or that's going to be disrespectful to your partner, I don't see a problem with that. I mean, yeah, that's no big deal. Hetero men find hetero men friends have been bad news for me. And again, this is like another take I have. I truthfully believe that men and women can be friends. I know there's some exceptions, right? But for the most part, no. If there's attraction, men and women can be friends. Hey, Monk, good to see you. And I'm just speaking of that from personal experience and just what's been around me and just what I've seen with my clients. If there's attraction, it can't happen. Hey, what's up, Semi boy? Good, thank you for joining. Oh, Sophia, your picture's like different in every community. Thank you so much. And for those, Bella, she just mentioned my community. I do have a heartbreak recovery community. I'm really adamant when I say this. I don't want anybody to go through this alone. You don't have to go through this alone. So if you'd like to join my community, the link is on my stand store. You see it on my TikTok bio. The link is also here on my TikTok feed, excuse me, my YouTube feed. It's a group of people that are going through breakups or divorce, and we meet. There's a group chat. We talk all the time. So we have weekly Zoom meetings on Tuesdays, which is tomorrow. So if you'd like to join that community, go to my stand store. You can click on the link and subscribe to it. Like I said, I went through my divorce alone, and I know how painful that is. You're calling friends. You're the single guy now. The wives, I don't want you hanging out with Rudy and going to those bars with the women there and getting ideas. For the most part, men are just thrown aside. And that's what, and again, that doesn't mean that's absolute for every situation, but for the most part, men are thrown aside and we have to kind of go on our own. And I just don't think anybody should be going through something this painful alone. So if you'd like to join, I'm throwing the invitation out there. Okay. Thank you, Sophia. Sully again, man. You're the MVP of the chat. Thank you so much, man. And you are absolutely right, bro. I didn't know what a narcissist was and what gaslighting and manipulation and triangulation, etc. Wow. The way I see it, Sully, and I agree, I wholeheartedly believe this, man. And my TikTok community believes this as well. Sometimes when you lose, you really win. I mean that. Sometimes when you lose everything or something devastating happens to you, you gain a lot and learn a lot about yourself. Like it says here, like you tolerated a lot. And I think everybody has had that one bad relationship where they just put us through the ringer and you walk out and maybe part of you is like angry at yourself for tolerating that for so many years, but it did teach you a lot. And I know I've been in those situations and it taught me a lot about myself. So she did. I know this was a horrible experience, but I guess walking away, moving forward, you're better for it now because now you know what red flags to look out for. You know what you're not going to tolerate. You're going to recognize patterns and you're going to avoid those moving forward. Right? We're not gonna like guys from man to man. I'm talking to you. We're not going to allow looks to kind of jeopardize our judgment. Right? Please don't make that mistake. Don't do that. Learn from your mistakes, brother. All right, and move on strong and be a better man for this. There you go. Are you taking callers right now? I am taking callers, but if you want to look, AR, do me a solid. Go to YouTube, type in root advice. I'm live on YouTube and I want to take the call via YouTube. I haven't taken a call on YouTube and I want to see how it sounds. So do me a solid. Go click on YouTube, go there, right? And I have the link to click on to join the live. Let's test this out. Be the first caller, right? Um, we have a dude here. Let's see here. She still checks my stories. Why haven't you blocked her? Look, everybody, I'm gonna go through real quick, a quick list. And number one, if you're going through a breakup and there's no kids, right? If you're going through a breakup and there's no kids, I'm gonna urge everybody, I'm gonna tell you, you have to block your ex. You have to. Blocking your ex is paramount and it's important. Why? I'm gonna give you a few reasons. One, you need space and time. If you're going through a breakup or I'm not talking divorce, I'm talking breakups. If you're going through a breakup, you need to block them on every platform. Email, contact information, text them. If you don't have kids, there's no reason for you to talk to them. There's no reason why you should allow them access to your life post breakup and vice versa, right? Why do you want to go look and see what they're doing? Exes, some of them have this vindictive plan in showing you and the world how great they're doing after the breakup. And when you know what they're going to be doing, posting pics of their life like this wonderful thing, posting pictures on trips. Maybe they're going to the gym and losing weight. They want to show you how big their ass got, or maybe how much weight they've lost, how big the guns are, things like that. All this bullshit. They know that you're watching and they're going to purposely plant shit out there because they know you can't help yourself. And you're going to go look. I know everybody's done this. You're going to go and check, and you'll never feel good about what you see. It's never going to make you feel good. All of us, maybe you're looking for hope. Maybe you're looking to say, do they miss me as much as I miss them? They made the decision and they walked away from you. You gave them your all. You gave them the best version of yourself. You tried to make it work and they didn't meet you halfway. They've proven to you who they are. Don't give them a second fucking chance to hurt you again, and have some self respect and block them. Some people say, you know what? I'm not going to block them. That shows a sign of weakness. Explain to me why. Why is blocking them showing weakness? Well, it just shows a sign that I'm letting them get to me. No, it shows a sign that you put your fucking foot down and put a boundary up. It's like leaving your door unlocked and allowing your ex to come into your house anytime they want. Why are you gonna do that? Why are you gonna do that? Don't. They don't deserve any access to you. Block them on every platform. Block them. He came over from TikTok. Thank you so much. Thank you. What sort of Q&A is this, if you don't mind me asking? That's a great question. I know I'm you on YouTube. This is my first live in quite a long time here on Rude Advice YouTube. So, it's a heartbreak recovery. If you're going through a breakup, you have any relationship questions, or if you're going through a divorce and you have questions on what that experience is like, ask away. Ask me anything, okay? I'm here to help people move on. I know how difficult it can be to move on from an ex. I know how difficult it can be to move on from a divorce. I've done it myself. I've proven to myself, my kids, that my advice works. I always say, if you're going to follow anybody regarding this advice, you want to make sure that their advice is reflected in the life that you live in it. I'm in the most healthy relationship I've ever been in my life. I have a healthy, wonderful marriage with my wife now. My ex-wife and I have a healthy co-parenting relationship. Her husband and I get along great. He's an awesome dude. They love my wife. My kids saw firsthand how respect is and how it's done. And I've been there and I've done that. And I'm saying, if you're going to take advice from anybody, I'm here to help. I'm the one to ask. Okay. Yeah. So anybody, so I'm to the person here. If your ex is, you can't find it on YouTube. Yeah, go to YouTube. Just type in rude advice. You'll see me. You'll see my picture. Try it again. Do you want to battle with me regarding what? Who the fuck are you? No, I'm busy. The link to call in is on the chat. I have it pinned. Let's see here. But if they're checking your stories and it's bothering you, the tactics for them is working because they want to get in your head. And if looking at them checking your stories is like, what are they thinking? Do they still want me back? They're messing with you, man. Have the have the effort. Give yourself the time and space to heal from this and block them. Okay? They're gonna check as long as you allow them to. Rudy, what changed from your relationships? What do you mean exactly? Can you elaborate? Let's see here. I just moved over from TikTok. How do I call in? Oh, perfect. There's a go to the chat. You should see a link at the very top where like it says if to call in, click on this link. Click on that link. It'll bring you to like a studio of mine. I'll bring you on board. I think I might have a caller. All right, cool. And if you don't see it, let me know. I'll pin it again. You know what? I'm gonna pin it again here. So 1 second. All right. There's the link. Click on that link and it'll put you like in a green room and I'll bring you up and we'll talk. All right. I see you. Just give me a second here. All right. Let's see. AR. I'm just gonna say upfront, just no curse words. Be careful what you say because I don't want anybody to block me or anything like that. So let's try this out. Hey, AR, how old are you and where are you from?
Hey, I'm 19. I'm from the Netherlands.
The Netherlands. All right, man. Thank you so much for joining. What's your question? What can I do for you?
Yeah, so basically, I already called in some time ago about like with the girl that was hitting herself, and I had a 2.5 year long relationship with her.
Hmm.
I don't know if you can recall. Um,
Well, I do, but do me a solid and have give a quick summary so everybody can understand your situation. Okay.
yeah, so basically, just to summarize it real quick, I had a 2.5 year long relationship with her, and it's been good. It had its ups and downs, but not really anything noteworthy of like some bad stuff happening from my side. And suddenly, before Christmas, everything seemed to be going swell. Um, but then suddenly she just broke up out of the blue. She just texted me over text. She just told me, "Hey, I don't think it's going to work out." Um, that was the only thing that she said. Then she came, packed her bags, took her stuff from my house, and blocked me on everything. Um, and she only contacted me once to say thank you for like some gifts that I gave her, and that was it. But except of that, she blocked me on everything. And when I did stalk her, because it's been like I think about like 3 weeks, but after the first few days, I was like stalking her like crazy. She didn't even post anything, just nothing of like like the thing that they to say about like orbiting or like whatever, or they try to show your best life, to make you jealous. Nothing,
Yeah.
absolutely nothing. And it's gotten to the point where even her friends don't want to speak with me because I was looking for like any type of closure, and even her friends wouldn't talk to me. No one out of her whole circle would allow me to even ask a question like, what the hell just happened, you
Hmm.
know and it's been very hard on me because also, yeah, it's just been very hard, man.
All right, man. What was your name again? I'm sorry.
My name's Alex. You can call me Alex.
Alex. Alex. Yeah. So let's talk about that. So, how long were you together?
2.5 years almost.
2.5 years. Okay. In that 2.5 years, how would you describe the relationship?
It was a lot of, well, I think she's avoidant. I think I could conclude that, but myself was, and that's the thing. I don't even really know if I was anxious or not, because it's so hard to tell when the other person is avoidant, because you don't know if you're secure but just not getting enough, or that you're really anxious. But the dynamic oftentimes was that, um, for example, when I did something wrong, I really took accountability. I said, "I'm sorry." I said, "I
Good for
won't
you.
do this again."
Good for you.
And I really tried to make things up to her. For example, before we broke up, I got depressed. And I know that I was being a nuisance. I was being not the best boyfriend. And I really tried to, in the other areas that I could, I bought her flowers, chocolates. I said, "I thank you so much for putting up with me. I know how hard it is on you." Really trying my best.
Hmm.
Um, and from her side, when we could never, almost never, come to the conclusion that something like a discussion or an argument was her fault. Almost never. She would never take accountability. And even the few times that she did, she would never do anything to reciprocate, to make it right. Nothing.
Wow.
And
Okay.
yeah, basically that summarized.
Wow. So the entire time, so again, I asked you to describe the relationship, man. And again, I'm sorry that you experienced all that, but it sounds like Well, she gaslit you the entire time. She never took accountability. She never said she was sorry. She never owned up to anything she was doing wrong. Was she the type of person that blamed you for everything?
She would always, as I said, I'm not a perfect person, and when we did have discussions, I could sometimes get really caught up. But what she used to do a lot was, I had a soft spot for her when she started to cry, for example. Then I would drop the argument immediately and just, give her a hug and tell her it's going to be all right. And oftentimes she would, or just start crying and drop the argument, or she would spam sorries, just being like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, just to not enter the discussion. Or she would twist the discussion on my behavior inside of the discussion. So we would be talking about, I don't know, arguing about a TV, for example, and then she would start, "Oh my God, why are you being so annoying? Why are you like, why is it a big deal? Why are you raising your voice?"
Wow.
Uh, Basically, one of those three things almost always occurred.
Dude, man. I mean, it's she gaslit the entire time. Yeah, she definitely has that avoidant attachment style. And at no point in the 2.5 years we're together do I hear that. And again, no one's perfect. I'm not putting all the blame on her, but I'm just saying that she was not really a healthy partner that really met you halfway, man. I mean, again, no relationship is anybody's one fault. Like you can't blame somebody for everything that's gone wrong and blame them for everything. That shows cowardice and it shows lack of accountability and also maybe a little bit of a narcissistic trait. Narcissists will never own up to anything they do and they'll never apologize. They'll consistently blame you because they're infallible of error. And if she was doing that the entire time, never took the time to listen to you, hear you out, say, I'm sorry, take accountability, it sounds like a very horrible, rough relationship here, man. So, if you don't mind me asking, like I tell people all the time, like, you really, what did they give you? If the relationship, the way you just described it, I didn't hear anything positive. What exactly are you missing?
Well, that's the weird thing, right? Because I was depressed a lot, like really a lot, and I had to go to a psychologist. I don't have to go anymore, so I'm very happy about that. She told me like, "Hey, you're all right," and I am all right. But the
And real quick,
dynamic with
Alex, real quick, I want to applaud that you went because most people won't. So I
it,
applaud that you
yeah,
went, and I'm happy for you, man.
it was hard because it really gets on your ego. Oh, I have to go to a psychiatrist, or a psychologist. But
Yeah,
I got myself there, luckily, and I'm very glad that I went. Um, but the weird thing was when she broke up, like I was obviously heartbroken. I still am, but I really started to regain myself. And my psychologist told me that that was because I wasn't depressed necessarily out of emotional burnout from carrying everything. But
yeah.
the thing that I'm struggling with right now is I have this feeling of like unshakable injustice. And to, really go in on that, I mean, as you said, she did some horrible stuff. I mean, she hit me. She was physically abusive. When I was depressed, I started getting jealous because I couldn't go to school for personal reasons. Um, and she could, and she would just keep telling me day after day after day after day how good school was, how many new friends she made. And at a certain time, I started feeling jealous, and I went to her with that, and I just told her, it was very hard for me to tell that. I told her, like, I'm starting to feel jealous, and she told me, "You're weird," like more with some extra words, but I won't say that because of YouTube.
Yeah.
But just in a really mean way. And the thing that I can't shake is that I don't see any amount of like, oh wow, maybe I hurt this person, or wow, I don't think, because that's so, because as I started getting into like the avoidant, the anxious, the disorganized, it started to be very clear what kind of person she was. And that's the difficult part, is when you understand somebody, it's very hard to be mad at them.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at them, but that's the thing. Like, I'm going even outside of the relationship, I'm going so far as to not even be mad at them when I know that I have every right to. And I still don't see any form of like, I effed up, you know and that's just so hard to live with. And I don't really know how I should go about that.
Well, the common problem that I see with men that I coach, man, is that there's a lot of good guys out there. And a lot of times guys will give it their all, tolerate a lot of, unhealthy, dynamics, and it ends. And it's like, I vested all this time, I vested all this effort, and I did nothing wrong. Like, why didn't she accept me or recognize the effort that I gave her? And it comes down to this, and I know you may not like hearing this, but this has nothing to do with you, man. And I say that a lot. My community here will validate that. A lot of times we're like the perfect package, but at the wrong house. It sounds like you're willing to, let's talk about what you did. You were in a relationship, you discovered that you were depressed. What did you do? Instead of like venting, expecting your partner to fix you, you went to see somebody, a professional, and got the problem solved, right? So you got something squared away for your own good. Good for you. She did not. She consistently blamed you. She consistently said it was your fault. She never owned up. She doesn't have any self awareness. She doesn't have any mechanics that demonstrate that she's capable of a healthy relationship. This is just a lot of toxicity, narcissistic traits, gaslighting, and dismissing how you feel, dude. I mean, again, I'm sure that there's maybe some more details to the story, but just based on what you told me, I just see a guy who's just tolerated a lot of harmful things and is asking questions. But the answer is, man, this had nothing to do with you. This has to do with the person that you're with. And sometimes we invest so much hours and time. Sometimes people invest years, 20 years, man, on somebody. And they feel like they wasted their life because they gave this person their all, hoping they would change one day. And you can, like I said, you can never go into a relationship thinking you're going to fix anybody or solve their problems or be their savior or their therapist. That's not our job, man. And if you see that they're unwilling to have any accountability, that they're demonstrating to you who they are. She does sound like an avoidant, but that has nothing to do with you. That's tied to something from her childhood or a previous relationship. Those attachment styles have nothing to do with the current relationship. It's how they're brought up with as parents, with kids, child upbringing, and then previous relationships. So it just sounds like she was just incapable of having a healthy relationship because of whatever happened in the past. And this has nothing to do with you, man. Is that what
Yeah,
you're trying to
no,
look for? Is like, hey, what did I do wrong? Because I'm telling you, if you did, I will call you out. Trust me. But I don't hear anything that you did that I will call you out on.
I mean, I really self-criticize. I really try to be.
Because you're a good guy. That's what good people do. That's what people who take accountability do. Hey, I like you don't want to play. You don't want to put anybody and play the victim, right? What the fuck did I do wrong? In some cases, man, you didn't do anything wrong,
Yeah, but
and
that's
that's
the
what it
thing,
sounds
right?
like here. Based on everything you told me, this sounds like this relationship took a toll on you, man.
I mean, it really did, because at some point I got to the point where I was like, because I knew, of course, I knew, even though I had the rose-colored glasses, I knew that she wasn't perfect, but I always have this kind of idea like no one's perfect. I truly believe that any relationship can work. It's just sometimes it requires more work and sometimes less. So I have options. I'm not an ugly guy. I have things going for myself. But I just thought to myself, who am I to be banking on the fact that, oh, maybe I find better? That's not how love works. That's gambling
Yeah,
with emotions. And the hard thing is, right, I think how this will probably progress for her is she'll get in another relationship,
probably.
realize that not all guys do all this stuff, especially when you're like how she treated me. And the hard thing is, I expect, and I know this isn't really healthy, but it's just my intuition, it's just my gut feeling, because you have to understand, I did everything for this girl. I was more of a dad figure for her than even a partner. She couldn't find work, I got her work. Didn't have friends, I got her friends through the work. She was
Wow.
complaining that her Japanese was getting worse. She was half Japanese. The place that she worked is the only place here in the Netherlands. Remember that, where the whole staff was speaking Japanese. She wanted a cat because she was depressed. I got her a British short hair kitten for 100 euros.
Damn.
And that's the difficult part, where I know she'll come back. It's just so annoying that she it's like having a relationship with an addict. You
Yeah.
see themselves ruining themselves, and they won't even speak a word to you.
Hmm.
To the point where I sent her like Happy New Year's, not even to breadcrumb her. And also, how am I supposed to breadcrumb her if she broke up with me? And I didn't even get a you too. She just blocked me straight away.
Yeah. And I want to be clear, Alex, you're not talking to her right now, right?
I can't, even if I wanted to. She
Good.
blocked me on everything.
Well, I will say that's I guess a blessing there. She did you a favor because you shouldn't be talking to her, dude. There's nothing. Let me ask you this. What's your question? Because you've been through a lot. You've been through hell. She's put you through hell. So what are you trying to get at right now? You still want to get back with her, or are you trying to move on?
It's hard, man, because as I said, from one point of view, I've really found my peace right now. I've been enjoying not having to be someone's caregiver, but I really enjoy that. But it's just a double feeling, because you sometimes I get sad, but overall, it's been like a thousand kilos have been lifted off my shoulders. But the thing is, right, I was of course rehearsing this scenario in my head. What if she would come back? And to be honest, I really don't know because, as I said, uh, I don't know, man. I really don't know, and I don't know if it's unhealthy that I don't know because, from a logical standpoint, I think almost everyone would tell me do not get back to her.
As
But it's just,
I'm going to do the same. Yeah, don't get back with her.
yeah, but that's the hard thing, right? When you understand someone, when you've seen, because she has been through some stuff, but she's basically been emotionally neglected by her parents her whole life. But it's been done in such a way where she wasn't like punished. They were there for her in like the materialistic sense of like providing food, shelter. But that's the saddest part of it, is when it happens like that, it happens unknowingly.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of empathy for such a person, and that's the fight that I'm having right now. That if she would come back, I feel sad for her, and I really think that I could help her. But that's the difficult part. I don't know where I need to stand.
Alex, I'm going to be honest with you, brother. Um, she put you through hell and she didn't appreciate anything you did for her. I got women telling me all the time there's no good men out there. And again, just reinforces my point to my TikTok community. Alex is a good guy. Look what he did for her. He saw that somebody was in pain and he got her a job, got her a pet. He got out of his way to help her out. He understands the pain that she came from and where she's experienced. And how does she reward him? No gratitude whatsoever, man. Um, Alex, I'm pretty adamant with my community when I say it's not our job to be anybody's savior. The people that we date, they're grown ass adults and they can take care of themselves. And it's sad that there's some people out there that will take advantage of good people like you and manipulate the situation and take what they want. And then when they're done and they don't need any more help, they'll leave. I'm going to urge you to really think about why you miss her. It could be a number of things, man. It could be one, you just hate the idea of being alone. Two, the void is in your life is kind of consuming you, and that's a byproduct of being with somebody for what 2.5 years. That person's no longer there. It's like they're dead, but they're not really dead. So it's like, how do I adjust moving forward without that person in my life? And what I tell you heard this earlier, I hope you did, but like I tell everybody, get a piece of paper and write the pros and cons of that relationship. Write what the positive things she gave you and how she made you feel, and then
Well,
in
I
the
think
next list, write down all the things, all the horrible things she did and how she made you feel on the negative side. And I'm pretty sure that negative side is going to outweigh the positive because I saw nothing that she contributed in your life that was positive or just like appreciated what she did for her, man. And she's going to do the same. And when
I
you
mean,
write that on paper, no, hold on. When you write that on paper, that's going to be the evidence that you need to show what that person gave you. There's no bullshit. There's no what ifs. There's no hopes. There's no chance. They've proven to you who they are, man. And if it's not our job to fix people. So moving forward, whenever you date later on, right? And I know you're not thinking about dating right now. I want you to walk away from this experience thinking it's not our job to save people. We're not their therapist. We're not their doctor. If they have trauma, childhood trauma, go to fucking therapy. I'm here to be a supporting, loving partner. But if you're not happy with it within, and if you have trauma from past relationships, that's not me. You can't project that on me. I'm a good person here, and you're giving me all the backlash and all the projection from what you've been through, and I don't deserve that. You didn't deserve any of this shit, Alex. I mean this with all sincerity. You're a good guy, and you've been through hell. I want you to think of the reality of the situation and what she put you through. You deserve better, brother. And I want you to remind yourself of that next time you have the impulse of thinking, what if or could have. You have enough data in front of you. enough years with that person to know who exactly they are. And I love that you have a great heart and you have an empathetic heart, but I want you to be cognizant because women go through this as well. Let me give you some perspective. She sounds like a narcissist. I don't hate that word. I think people use it all the time, but narcissists have no empathy for anybody and they take advantage of other people for their own purposes, right? And get this, they solely target people who put this is your well-being, this is your mental health. There's a lot
Yeah.
of people like you, like me, who put our mental health second to others. You can't be doing that, man, with some people. Some people will exploit the fuck out of that and they'll target you, and you're like blood in the water to sharks. So if she comes back, she's only coming back for her own needs and what you gave her and how you made her feel, not the other side, man. I mean that with total sincerity. In all the years that I've been speaking with people, you need to recognize that and not allow her back in your life because she's going to do it again.
Yeah, you're probably right. And I want to say that if I would have to take a paper and write down what she did and not what she said, then I would need a lot of paper.
There you go.
But
I know I'm right, by the way. I know I'm right. And I'm looking out for you, man. I want you to be in a better place. I know this sucks, man. I've been in relationships like that too. I think everybody in this chat, everybody who's listening, they've been there, man. And it hurts. It's a painful lesson, but like I said, you learn a lot about yourself. And I'm going to urge you, like I tell everybody, whenever you're ready, I'm not telling you to date now, right? But whenever you're ready, recognize the flags, recognize them, see them for what they are, because they're telling you who they are. And it's not our job to change, fix anybody. That are grown ass adults and they can do that on their own, man. Uh, Alex, if you want to continue talking, man, schedule some time with me. I'd love to help you out. Message me if you want, and we'll get you through this, man. But again, I just want to tell you the reality. Again, the way I am, if anybody fucks up, cheats, I'm going to call you out because that's what I do. I've heard nothing that you did wrong.
no, really, because
I tolerated some horrible behavior towards you, and I get why you did it because I've been there myself.
yeah, no, I think I'll schedule some time. Some for some of it. I really would love that because I don't want to. Yeah, there's other people waiting, but as I said, thank you so much, and you're right. You're absolutely right, and yeah, I have nothing more to say. Everything that you said has been nothing other than true.
That's awesome,
So
man. You're from the Netherlands, right?
yeah, I'm from Netherlands, man.
How's the weather over there? I've never been.
To be honest, if you would visit the Netherlands,
Yeah.
of course, go to Amsterdam.
Mhm.
Oh, you asked about the weather. By the weather, shit. Bad. I'm sorry. It's horrible.
Uh-huh.
But go in the summer. It's way better. It's 30 degrees, nice and warm. But except of Amsterdam, because Amsterdam is like a tourist trap. Really,
I bet.
it it's a very big tourist trap. Go to Rotterdam. I'm from there, and Utrecht. Those two cities are amazing cities, way better than Amsterdam. I mean, you need to visit Amsterdam, but just explore a little bit. I hate that people go to the Netherlands and only go to Amsterdam and then say, I've been to the Netherlands. No, you haven't. You've been to Amsterdam. You know what I
You know
mean?
what, man? Yeah, I will. I'll definitely take that into account. My wife and I are going to be traveling next year, so I've always wanted to go, and I definitely will, man. And again, thanks. Thank you sincerely. I want to say real quick, it takes a lot of courage to come up here and talk your feelings and share them with hundreds of people. And I really appreciate the time that you took to call in, and I hope you're better for it. And again, I look forward to speaking with you. If you need to book an appointment, there's a Stand Store link in my bio. You'll see it. Click there. My availability is current, and we'll get you through this, man. You got this.
Thank you so much, man. You're doing amazing work, and I love what you do. And thank you for your time, man.
Thank you, brother. Take care.
Have a great day, man.
You too. All right. See, man, you know what? If you're new here, there's no greater joy for me in the world as it is, as shit as it is. There's no greater joy for me than to be helping people. I absolutely love it. It's a wonderful gift and it's a privilege. And again, it means so much to me to help people to get them through a dark moment and help them get through a tough time. So this is what I do, and I love doing it. And again, thank you for being part of this and thank you for joining. Okay, continue on here. Let's see what do we have here. Rudy, you tell him that I'm from the Netherlands going through the same thing. Hey, we had Alex. There's somebody on TikTok. Zach Levine, he's from the Netherlands. He's going through the same thing. Maybe you two can just two dudes could meet up, go on a trip. Amsterdam. I need to go, man, one day. Let's see. Wigginton. I don't know. Wigginton, does that mean anything, Alex? Somebody on TikTok is over here saying they're from Waggington. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. My apologies. Let's see here. Be the one that wants to be with you. Yeah, puppy's love. She's absolutely right. Be the one that wants to be with you. And everybody, like I said, I've been there. That was one of the hard lessons I learned. In like, you're with somebody, and this particular woman had nothing but have bromance. I guess so. Romance, hook up, not hook up, but just hook up and have fun. Not hook up in that sense, but like hook up, meet up, talk, go have a good time, support each other. We need, like, guys, look, I hate that. It's pretty common. I've been coaching people for 6 years, and it's the trend that I've seen. When women go through a breakup or a divorce, women seek community. Women seek answers and knowledge. And they always call me, why did he do this? Why did he do that? What can I do? Women are consistently seeking knowledge. Guys, we isolate ourselves. I did that too. We isolate ourselves. We push people away. We don't answer our phone. We think we deserve this punishment. We deserve this hell because we fucked up, or maybe we didn't want to show any emotions to anybody. That needs to stop. We guys need to hook. We guys need to sync up, man. We guys need to get together and support each other. We need that shit more than ever, especially if it's healthy advice and it's a good environment. We're all uplifting each other, giving solid, healthy advice. Men need that. All right. Hell, I might start a men's only group. Yeah, if you're part of a church, yeah, join a church group. If it's healthy and it gets you in the right place. The important thing is, during the breakup, surround yourself with positive people that are going to help you with positive advice and positive environments. You don't need nothing destructive, right? Let's see what else we have. And again, bromance. This has been good. I mean, I'm going to be live for maybe another 30 minutes. I usually end about 10:30, but I want to thank everybody on YouTube, Facebook, Kick, TikTok. I know this is a little different. I'm adjusting to 3 screens in front of me and all these buttons and whistles. I feel like I'm on the bridge of the Enterprise. These are going to get better. I want more calls. You see, I love talking to people. So if you want to talk to me, please go to YouTube. All right, go to YouTube. There's a link I'll put in the chat. Click on there. I'll bring you on. Okay, everybody can hear you. Let's do this. I got time for 2 more calls. So if you want to talk to me, come on board. But you have to go to YouTube. Let's see here. What do we have? Any questions in the chat? You can put them in here as well. If it's just a general question, I'll be more than happy to help you. Dude with the glasses. It hurts when you love someone so much that you give everything you got to them, but only thing they give you is confusion, hurt, frustration, and isolation. They treat you like you didn't exist. How many of us have been in that situation? You like watching me on YouTube? I like that too. Thank you so much. We've all been there. Yeah, I've been there plenty of times. Instead of Scotty's, it's pretty. Somebody's asking, do you think she will regret it at some point? Who gives a fuck, in my opinion? I mean, let me explain why I say that. A lot of people ask, do you think my ex will regret leaving me? Like, who gives a fuck? Because one, they left. They chose to leave you. So again, whether they regret it or not, how will that impact you? Is it going to make your life better? No, you're still going through hell. You still feel bad. You're still processing the breakup. So how's it going to make you feel better? Maybe it'll make you feel better inside, but it's not helping you in the big picture. So I tell people, don't even think about that. I'm not a spiritual guy. I'm not an energy guy. I truthfully am not, but I've been through enough shit to know with full confidence, the energy you put out there is the energy you get back. I mean that with 100% confidence, because it's bitten me in the ass. The energy you put out there is what you get back. So if you're just consistently hurting people, doing things, that's all you're going to see. You put out positivity, you're going to attract positive people. Karma, the fates, whatever you call it, that's, in my opinion, the energy you put out there is what you get back. And what comes around goes around. That is a fucking solid fact. Lord knows that's true. What comes around goes around. 100%. So be mindful of that. And again, everybody on YouTube, again, I have 129 people here on TikTok. Do me a solid, go to YouTube and go subscribe. Okay, because I want to be more lives. I want to do more lives on YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. So please go to YouTube and subscribe. Do me that solid. But any other questions? Let's see what we have here. But yeah, whether your ex moves on or regrets it or not, who gives a shit? Let me share a story real quick. I guess it does feel good, but I didn't focus on it. One of my exes dumped me. No, one of my exes cheated on me to go back to her ex. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I was heartbroken, of course, and I moved on. And then a couple months later, I get the hate text, and I didn't block her like a pendejo. And I'm like, yeah. She goes, I just want you to know that you set the bar really high, and no one can make the cut, and they don't understand why. I had the absolute best. You treated me like a queen, and nobody can live up to that. You're well spoken, you're educated, you have emotional intelligence, and I blew it. And I wanted you to know that. And I will admit, and what did I say? I think I responded. I just knew what was in front of me, but you did not. So I wish you the best. And that's the last time I heard from her. That was pretty pimp, right? Well, I knew what was in front of me, but you didn't. So I wish you the best. And I was on a date with another woman. Ah. Yeah. That's a mic drop. Yeah. That's a baller, to be honest. Pretty baller. Oh, yeah. What's my YouTube? Go to Root Advice. I have the same logo. Just go to YouTube, just type in Root Advice, and you'll see my picture there. You subscribed. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Everybody subscribe there right now. No piece of shit. Wow. Laugh out loud. What do you mean no piece of shit? No puss. What? Oh, I think I know what you're saying. Hey, somebody's on Kick. Hey, what's up? I can't pronounce it. Hey, Higgs, I'm new here. What are you up to? I am helping people get over their ex. So if you have any heartbreak questions or going through a divorce, or maybe you have a relationship question, I'm the guy to ask. I've been doing this for 6 years on TikTok. I got a following of 330 something thousand people on TikTok. I'm approaching 260,000 on Facebook, and YouTube's next. I want to get into the 100,000s like everything else. So that's why I'm focusing on YouTube. So help me out, subscribe. Kick. I love Kick. I love it a lot. So again, welcome. Subscribe. What city in the US should I visit if I ever go? That's a tough one. I have no idea. I know that's not a relationship question, but I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't come right now. But I would just wait for that. But I don't know, to be truthfully honest. It depends on what you're into. Puppies in love, puppies love. I had a guy email me that he was sorry he lost me. I responded, timing is everything. That's pretty pimp. That's pretty gangster. So good for you. But yeah, like I said, I wouldn't, when it comes to breaking ups, I know you can't help but think like, what are they doing? Do they still thinking about me? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to urge everybody after a breakup to be selfish. Being selfish is not a bad thing. Being selfish is appropriate at times, especially if you, like Alex, that previous call, that poor guy gave everything. He gave everything to this woman. It's okay to be selfish after the fact and focus on yourself. You deserve it. And when I say selfish, I don't mean anything like in a negative, vindictive way. I mean like, hey, go to therapy, go to the gym. Let's take a time out real quick. Think about this, everybody. Think about your last relationships. Think about all the energy you gave them. Think about all the fucking energy you gave them. The love, the attention, the admiration. Like this guy, he got this woman a job, all these things. Think about all the energy. Now, imagine if you just turned that around and gave yourself that energy. Imagine what you could become. Imagine the body you'd have, right? Imagine the career, education, the platform. Imagine the business you can build if all that energy you gave to that previous person, you gave to yourself. You'd be fucking unstoppable. Don't let anybody stop you. Not yourself, not your ex. Go do it. Go get it done. You got this. Many of us probably could have been billionaires by now or something to that effect. I don't know, but imagine what you can become if you just dedicated all that energy to yourself. And let's say you were selfish for 2 years. You know, you've been through hell. I'm going to take a time out. I'm going to focus on me. No women, no men. I'm going to get the best body I've ever had. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to just use this low moment as a springboard to be the best fucking person I've ever been. And you're doing it for yourself. You deserve it. You deserve it. Do you believe that? You deserve it? You deserve it. Go get it. Go fucking get it. All right. So, like I said, I got 30 minutes left in the live, everybody. Again, if you haven't done so, go subscribe to my YouTube page. If you want to book an appointment, you'll see a Stanster link on whatever platform you're on. You'll see a link below. Please click on that. There's also Venmo and Cash App thing. If you want to tip me here, buy me a coffee, buy me a pint of the black stuff, I would appreciate that as well. If you do that, I will tell you what, if you send me some money to buy a beer, I will buy a beer and tag you in a photo on IG. How's that? Get her done. Shell Hoskins, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Everybody follow me here on TikTok as well. We have a question here on TikTok here. How would you break up with someone when the relationship isn't bad, but you're just not vested? Be honest with yourself. That's another thing I want you to do. Instead of being selfish, I want you to be honest. It's better to be honest than live a lie. And it's tough leaving a person that is good, but you have to be honest with yourself. And I know that can be, in some ways, you'd be the villain after the fact. Like, why would you do that? Blah, blah, blah. One, you have to ask yourself why you're doing this, right? I'm pretty sure you have your reasons. As long as you're honest for your reasons, that's good. I hope you're not leaving them for somebody else too, right? I don't want you doing that. But it's better to live a lie. It's better to be honest with yourself than live a lie. Why do you want to break up with them if you don't want me asking? You know what? If you don't mind, I'd love to take your call. So go to YouTube, call in. I would love to hear why you would like. I would love to hear why you would like to leave somebody that is good. Why do you think that is, people? Why do you think people sometimes want to leave somebody that is good, but it's just not working? I want to hear your thoughts. Is it Giselle? Why do I feel bad for filing for divorce when he broke up with me? No one gets married to fail. Giselle, no one gets married to fail. I mean, no one gets married to do this. I mean, no one gets married to file for divorce. So it's a lot of things. It's like, it's the death of the relationship. It's the death of the future that you had planned for you and this other person, right? And it's like admitting to yourself physically and acknowledging to the world that it's over. So feeling bad for filing is just an acknowledgement of this whole relationship ending. So, I mean, you feel bad because it's a transitional thing. You're letting go of a life that you thought that you would grow old with. It's a lot of things. It's nothing to feel bad about. I mean, like I said, when relationships end, the bad ones and the good ones prosper, evolve, and move on. Somebody saying women get bored. You know what? Let's ask, ladies, do you get bored? Is that true? There's like what 135 people here on TikTok. We have a few here on Facebook and YouTube. Is that true? Do women break up with men because they're bored? Somebody saying sometimes. Yeah. Somebody saying no. Yes, it can happen. So, what is it that the guy's doing that makes you bored? Give me an example. They're bored of them, Bella. Bored of them, Sophia. Like a woman breaks up with a guy because she's bored of him. Does that happen often? And if it does happen often, like, why are you bored? When I'm genuinely in love, I'm never bored. Another woman says yes. So it is a thing. Okay. Never go out, never do anything. It can't happen. But again, is it because I want to be clear here? Is it because you're bored that he's just got nothing going on and he doesn't do anything fun and he likes to stay home? Or is it that you're bored because he's healthy, he's not toxic, he doesn't escalate shit, he doesn't gaslight you, and there's no drama? Because maybe all you've ever known in your life is toxic bullshit, and you're used to that dopamine and the ups and downs and the circular transitional thing of toxic relationships. Maybe you're used to drama and you meet a well-rounded, healthy guy and he's not drama and you get bored. So, guess what? If that's the problem, then you're the problem. You're the problem. You need to detox that shit out of your body. Because if that's all you've ever known, and then you meet somebody who's healthy and well-rounded, well-spoken, and you're bored, you're the problem. I keep wanting to say Bella, Sophia. I wouldn't say bored, but sometimes men stop dating us or wooing us. So yeah, I get bored with zero effort. So effort goes on both sides. Absolutely. Okay. That makes sense. If a woman gets bored, that means a partner is not vested as he should. Okay. Kenny May says here, aka Miss Myers. In my case, I was not healed and used chaos and was used to chaos and toxicity. Yeah, I was a problem. There you go. And again, I will admit I was at one point the same thing as well. We look for the high like at the beginning. Yeah, because it's dopamine. For those that don't know, like it's dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. Those are the pleasure chemicals. So that spark that people say that is gone, it's just a depletion of dopamine. That's it. Dopamine is an exciting feeling. That's the excitement of seeing somebody, the thrill, the high that you get of kissing somebody new, the first time you have sex, seeing them, smelling them. You just can't get enough of them, right? That's all dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. That's all it is. It's chemical. That depreciates and goes away about 4 months in, maybe 3. So when somebody tends to check out on you 3 months into seeing each other, or maybe they say the spark's gone or on board or they leave you, it's because of the excitement's gone. That's it. That's it. I dated many, many women in my single days, and I noticed the shelf life with most relationships is like 2 to 3 months. Very rare did they ever extend that. Somebody got bored, somebody with an attachment style issue came about and said, you know what? I didn't think you would be this way, so I'm leaving you. Does anybody know what the attachment styles are? I'll go over that real quick because Alex had mentioned it, or somebody else mentioned it earlier. There's 3. The first attachment style is the anxious attachment style. The anxious attachment style is somebody who constantly needs reassurance that you're not going to go anywhere. Like they have this abandonment issue, probably something from a childhood trauma event, something of that nature, where it carries over to relationships and they constantly need some sort of validation or some sort of like reassurance that you're not going to go anywhere. And they'll do gestures like allowing you to move in. Like, have you ever met that couple or known? Everybody has that friend, right? Everybody knows that friend or had that friend. Maybe you're the person where you first start dating and then the person you're dating, you move in within a month's time, right? You've all experienced that or know of somebody who's done that. And guess how those things end? They always end horribly. So they'll invite you to move in. They'll say things, let's get a pet. They want to plan trips to kind of book you in advance so you're not going to go anywhere. They lend you money so you can get that damn F-150 or that Mustang, whatever the case is. So they do things to keep you locked down. That's one issue, right? And again, it usually stems from some sort of childhood trauma. The second one is the avoidant. I was the avoidant after my divorce because the way I saw it, I failed as a husband, I failed as a father, I failed as a man. If I failed at the most important people that I loved and wasn't a good husband, why would I be a good boyfriend? So I didn't want to hurt anybody else. So I purposely pushed women away. But I was honest with them. I told them, look, I just got out of a divorce. I don't trust myself right now. So I'm not looking for anything serious. And I kept everybody at arm's length. Avoidance will keep you at arm's length. And it stems from, things like I just said, or it can stem from something of, you know what? I don't want anything right now. Maybe the trauma from your ex, you haven't healed from your ex who broke your heart. And you think that everybody's going to be like your ex, or you're scared of having your heart broken. So you keep people at arm's way. You know what? Like, I just don't want a label right now. Let's just see what happens. And usually they're the first people to identify something that they don't want to deal with. Like if they see something, they'll turn it like a little ant hill to a mountain. Like, oh, that's a big problem. I didn't know you're going to be that way. They'll look for an excuse to dump you. So the avoidants are always keeping you at arm's length, keeping you away. They're not going to give you any exclusivity. They're not going to want a label. They're not going to want a title on the relationship. And they usually are looking at the first sign to take off. So that's the avoidant. The last one is the secure attachment style. That is somebody who got their shit together. They love their life. They love who they are. They love their circle. They love their side hustle. They love themselves. They have a great deal of self-respect and they don't need anybody to make them happy. They're fine on their own. Now, if somebody comes along in their life, yeah, great. You're just going to make me happier. But if we break up, guess what? I'm not going to be destroyed over it. I'll be sad for like maybe a couple of weeks, but I'm going to be fine. I don't need anybody to make me happy. So those are the types of people that have the healthiest relationships. As a matter of fact, that's what me and my wife have. We're both secure attachment styles. How do you get there? It can take time. It usually takes like life experience. It usually takes time to kind of learn about yourself, going to therapy, doing the work, all those items. So you can get there, but it takes time. So avoidance creates situationships. Yes. That's 100% true. Yeah, and again, stay away from those situationships because somebody always ends up with their heart broken. Don't do it. Somebody saying is seek religion. Well, if that works for you, go right ahead. Hey, Helen, thank you so much. You're on late. Yeah, the schedule normally is now 8 to 10:30, and I love taking calls. I don't think I'm gonna get a call tonight after this. I mean, it's 10:10. I have time for one more call. I know the format's different. I know people on TikTok want to hear another call, but the calls are going to only be on YouTube. So please, everybody who's on here, go to YouTube, subscribe. And again, there's a link in the chat where you can click on and join the conversation. Yeah, to be honest, why even get into a relationship if you're an avoidant? They want to hook up and have fun, have sex. But I know what you're saying. I didn't mean to sound arrogant, but like, why is it not worth it even for you? What do you mean? Go to YouTube and just type in rude advice, RUDE advice, just like you see here. And you'll see the same logo. You'll see me there. Shay Savage, thank you for the follow as well. What do we have? Oh, Virginia. Here we go. We got a question here. 35 years in marriage. My husband tells me he had sex with 11 women. Wow. One was an ongoing affair I met once. He's an avoidant. No, he's an asshole. Is what he is. He's a son of a bitch. Oh, he abused you for the last 5 years. What's logical? There's nothing logical about that, but he's not avoiding. He's just an asshole. I'm sorry. So, Jesus, I'm sorry you went through that, Virginia, but my God, 35 years together, 11 women, like the entire duration of your. So, for 35 years, you've been married. He cheated on you and had sex with 11 women. Yeah, that doesn't tie into the avoidance. Don't usually get married. He just sounds like an asshole. Tell him I said that. Okay. Wow. Please tell me you divorced him. I hope to God you left him. He cheated on you and then abused you for the last 5 years. What a son of a bitch. Sorry. I have no tolerance for physical violence. I really don't. I mean, there's no excuse. I don't care what happens. There's no excuse for anybody to lay hands on anybody. No, never. Yeah, but he's a piece of shit. What do we have here? Oh, wow. Wild night, huh? I guess so, Carrie. How you doing? Again, I'm going to say it again because I want my YouTube channel to grow like a mofo this year. I definitely have a lot of big plans for it as well. So again, if you're on TikTok, help me out and go subscribe. If you can't tip, I get it. Times are tough, but show some support in any way, shape, or form. And the least you can do is subscribe. Go to YouTube and subscribe. Watch the content. Everything's long form. All my shorts that you see here are on TikTok, on YouTube. Go subscribe. You're late again, Carrie. Come on. There's no excuse for that. I'm totally kidding. I'll allow it this one time. Thank you. The podcast is fire. Y'all go listen. Yeah, Carrie loves my podcast. I also have a podcast again. It's on YouTube, also Spotify, and also on Apple. Yeah, but Virginia, my heart goes out to you. I'm sorry that you dealt with that, man. When, if you don't mind me asking, Virginia, since I don't have any calls coming in, when was the divorce final? I mean, did it just happen? Have you filed yet? I hope you have. Listening while at work, it's my fave. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. And again, I'm not taking calls on TikTok. I am taking calls on YouTube. Yeah, she did. I think she did file. I'm waiting for her to tell me. I really hope she did. And you know what? If we're not going to take any calls or there's no one calling in, this is what I'm going to do. There's a video that came out, and I really like it. There's an old stigma that men cheat more than women. I don't buy that. I think women cheat as much as men do. And I only say that out of real life experience and just based on my client stories. I think women are better cheaters. I'm saying, I want to be clear. I'm not saying all women cheat, right? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying all men cheat, right? But I think it's equal. I think women cheat as much as men do, or vice versa. They're just better at it. And there's a cool video here that I'm going to share. I'm going to play it out loud. Right. Yeah. I'm speaking from real advice. I mean, real stories from real people. But there's a video here that I'm going to play here that I like. And I hope that people kind of listen to this. And I hope we see more of this. There's a woman, she's getting her nails done. And she's admitting to the person who's doing her nails that she's cheating on her husband or getting a crush. And the person who's doing her nails says you shouldn't be doing that. So I'm going to play it. So I hope everybody can hear it out loud. But let's take a look at this real quick. And this will be like the last thing for the evening. 1 second. All right, let's take a plate.
Was getting drinks with my girls.
Let me turn this up. Turn the volume up. 1 second. So all these new buttons and everything. You know, it would be nice one day if I had a producer to do this. This would be like awesome. One day I'll one day I'll get that big. Well, let's take a look at this video real quick. Here we go.
And this guy was there, and we just started talking. And now,
can you now hear it?
I think I really like him.
But you're married, and he treats you so good.
Yeah, but you don't get it. This guy is like, it's just so different. I can't explain it.
Okay, but you're married, so you shouldn't be looking for.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm telling you as a married woman who's like loyal.
You're on YouTube.
Who's a loyal man who like treats me right, and I treat him right, and I wouldn't do that to him.
Real quick, yeah, you're not going to be able to see the video because I can't do that on TikTok. I can do it on YouTube. So that's what I'm saying. If you want to see the video, you have to go to YouTube. But I hope you can hear it.
But I would understand if like you're not in love with him anymore. Are you not in love with him anymore?
I mean, it's not that. This came out of nowhere. Like I didn't go out to like find somebody else. It just happened.
Nothing just happens. That's bullshit.
But you're married, girl.
Okay. Like, are you on my side or not?
No, I'm not on your side.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bitch, you've been doing my nails for like 2 years.
Yeah, well,
and you met my man once.
Right, but he pays for your nails, he does your lashes, he takes you out to like everywhere. He does he's like literally waiting outside for you as we speak. Like he literally brings you to your nail appointments.
You know what?
Are you being weird?
You know what? Just forget it.
No. What do you mean?
No, I'm done.
But why?
Because that's shitty. No, that's shitty.
But you want, okay, so you want somebody to lie to you and like tell you that what you're doing is okay.
No, girl, I'm just telling you because I haven't been able to tell anybody, and out of all people, I thought you would.
And you haven't told anybody because you know that they're going to tell you this is not okay, right?
Exactly.
So you thought
you just do my nails.
Okay, so you thought you were
just do my nails,
and I was going to entertain this business, right? And then you didn't get that reaction.
Are you going to entertain this money I'm going to give you?
I don't care about the money. Like if that's how you feel, you know, we're on 2 different pages.
You know what? I'm gonna go. I'll have my man send you the money anyway.
My man.
Tell him when you pull up with no nails.
I'm gonna tell him you pissed me off. I'm gonna tell him you pissed me off.
Oh, and I pissed you off how? What are you gonna tell him?
I don't even hear it.
Okay, well, if he pulls in here talking about why didn't you do her nails,
don't worry. Now you want to worry about me? Now you want to worry?
What are you gonna tell him?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well,
I'm leaving.
Well.
I just want to hit the applause button real quick. That's what I want to see. That is what I want to fucking see. Call people out. I know you guys, I hope you heard it, but one thing I can't stand is people validating or maybe supporting anybody who's cheating. I mean, I think guys, if we're like, we all married and one guy says, I want to think about cheating on my wife. I think every guy who is genuinely a good friend, right? What the fuck are you doing, man? No, you have a good woman. You're happy at home. No, I'm not going to back you up. I'm not going to lie for you. No, you're not going to do that. This is what I want to see more of. I love that. This nail technician, she's telling her like, hey, you know what? your husband, your man pays for all this shit and you're going to cheat on him? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I love that she called her out. I love that she got offended and mad. And I hope to God, I'm going to follow up on this account. I hope to God that that woman's husband comes by and she tells her the truth. Call people out, everybody. This is what we should be doing. Correcting our friends for making stupid mistakes or calling shit out like this. Because cheating just ruins families or ruins marriages or ruins two families at some time. So please do what this woman did. I 100% love this video. So again, call people out. And we got a call here. Oh, we got one last call. So 1 second here. 1 moment. Hunter, I'm gonna bring Hunter on in a minute. Hunter, all I'm gonna ask is again, no cursing, anything like that. It's YouTube. I don't want it to get banned. Okay, we got about 10 minutes. All right. So let's continue on. So Hunter, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
How old are you? Where are you from?
I'm 29 from Indiana.
Indiana. Very cool, man. So what's up, man? What can I do for you?
Yeah, so I've came across your clips on TikTok quite a bit and saw that you were live, saw that someone could hop in. And man, I've been battling something for the last 3 months for myself. So in a nutshell, I was super interested in this girl for, I mean, really over the course of the last like 5 years. I would,
Wow.
yeah, I would. I don't know that she knew, but I would occasionally check her Instagram and like she would pop up and I'd be like, man, maybe one day.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, we ended up having a mutual friend and there's a little bit of history there. But anyways, ended up getting, it was kind of divine. I own a roofing company and I was doing the girl that I was interested in, I was doing her neighbor's roof. And she ended up reaching out to me. It was kind of out of the blue, and we hit it off. It was extremely good at the beginning, very very good. Like, I mean, we connected on every single level. It almost felt unreal.
Too good to be true, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then, I mean, it was almost to the point to where after about 3 months, I was about to move in with her, um, and I was up on my lease on my apartment that I'm sitting in right now, and that was kind of, it was like perfect timing. And then out of nowhere, really, one little thing happened, but truthfully, I don't think it would have been enough for me to end a relationship, but it ended abruptly. And then it went from we went on a vacation, and then a week later, um, it was, I hate you. Don't reach out to me. If you do again, I'm going to get a restraining order.
Oh shit. Okay, you got really serious really fast, like
Yeah.
complete 180 right away. So
Yeah.
I have a couple questions. So just hear me out. So you said something happened. It was a little thing, but what was that event that happened before the
Yeah.
trip?
So well, it was actually on the trip.
Oh, it happened on the trip. Okay, what happened on the trip?
So we were in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and there's a ski lift that goes to a sky bridge. And I told her before we got on that ski lift, I was like, it's not every day I go on ski lifts. I might get a little anxious going up a mountain on a ski lift. So I was like, just bear with me. And we got on the ski lift. Sure enough, I got pretty anxious, a little panicky. And I asked her to keep talking to me. Well, she stopped talking to me. And that made everything a little bit worse for me. So I said, her name, effing talk to me. And she went silent. And then we got to the top of the ski lift, and I will say I immediately apologized for speaking to her that way. Said I would never speak to you that way again. And it wasn't at you, it was more of a cry for help more than anything to try to get through the ride of the ski lift. And
Yeah, I've been on some of those things, man. They're pretty fucking high, and I'd be freaking out as well. And you're just hanging on a cable. So
yeah, that was the thing. And you're on it. There's no getting off until you're to the top. So, anyways, after that moment, I mean, it was a 180-degree turn. I mean, she closed off. She wouldn't. Um, I could just tell, like, she didn't want me around. She got very distant, and we hung out a couple times after we got back from that. And then less than a week and a half later, I was getting a text message that it was over with. And then, to be honest with you, I did chase a little bit. It
Mhm.
wasn't extreme. I didn't show up at the house or show up at where she works or anything. Like, it was more text or call. Like, can we talk this out? Can we figure it out? Doesn't have to go this way. And there was some push pull from her end too.
Mhm.
I was being pushed away, and then I would, literally one day after we split up, she said she called me, told her to leave her alone, and then 5 hours later she calls me and says, I was just leaving the gym and I thought how nice it'd be for you to come over. And
What the fuck?
I know, and it
Okay.
and it messed me up mentally. I didn't know what to think. And I mean, yeah, and then it turned into getting blocked one day on everything out of nowhere. And then unfortunately, I know a couple ways around blocks. I think everyone does. And I tried. And when I say try, like, I didn't belittle her or anything. It was just like, stop doing this. Let's figure this out. It doesn't have to be this way, which looking back, I should have just walked away and let
Yeah.
it be. But I mean, it's been 3 months since that. And to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of friends. And um, I had a sense of belonging in that group that she was involved with.
And these were her
Really,
friends, that group you're talking to?
one of them was a girl that I actually grew up next door to all through middle school, high school, was very involved with her family growing up. And so that was the mutual friend. That girl went with her, of course. And then there was two friends that came with her, my ex, that I got pretty attached to pretty quickly. And they were really, to me, really good people. I think they still are very good people. Nothing against them. But I mean, they all just went, and including her. And then I'm every single day, not to sound super depressed, but honestly I have been very depressed. And I just don't, yeah, I'm just not handling it very well. And I th- I've been doing some research, and truthfully, I don't feel joy in anything at all. Like, I try to go to the gym, it doesn't feel good. Um, and I just can't. I like, my mind keeps looping it. It was like to try to understand why that ended. Um, I don't know if it's because I created an illusion about that person for the 5 years of being interested in her and thinking she would be a certain way, and she just turned out to not be that person.
Could be. Definitely
Um,
could be. We sometimes we put people on pedestals,
yeah,
and we don't see them for who they really are. We have like an idea of who we want them to be, but when reality comes, running at us, it's completely different, and we're disappointed. Maybe we have a tough time accepting that. Um, but Hunter, I'm gonna ask a couple questions, right? So you
yeah,
already together, you said for 3 months or so,
yeah. It's 3 months. Yeah.
and you had your eye on her for about 3 months. So I'm gonna ask a couple questions. One, when you met her day one, that first date, right? The first day you were talking, did she just end a relationship? Was she
Uh,
recently broken up with somebody?
she said that she was about 3 months out of one. That wasn't a long term. She told me it was more of a casual thing.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's still too soon. And the reason I'm asking that, I'll get to that in a bit. So the first 3 months, like I've said many times, that's the honeymoon phase. That's always going to be the best in any relationship. The newness, the sex, the excitement of seeing somebody, the connection. It's wonderful. Then you meet their people, and it's like a wonderful little group of people. It's like a wonderful feeling, but it's still new. And I know this for a fact. Like most people, the real version of themselves doesn't show up until month 4, 5, or 6. That's when the newness goes away, the dopamine's gone, and now you're seeing them for who they really are. And men, women always ask me, how do I know this person's a good person? I always say, one, how do they treat you when things don't go well? Like if you need something, if you're sick and you need to be nurtured or something like that, or like you tell them no, how do they respond to stress? And in this case, you were going on a ski lift. I understand your anxiety. You had an anxiety attack, is what I think happened. Because again, I'm
Mhm.
scared of heights as well, and I would be freaking out as well. And you're just asking for her to talk to you, and you said a bad word, or you said something, and anybody with empathy or compassion can see, hey, this guy's freaking out. He's doing something he's never done before. I'm gonna not take it literally and at an attack toward me, I'm going to like make sure he's comforted when we get off the ski lift. I mean, he's okay. That's what anybody who cares about anybody would do, right? So I don't think this has anything to do with you, man. And I'm saying that again, like the previous call, but I always tell people like a red flag to anybody when you first meet them is just, okay, when did their last relationship end? Did they talk about their ex a lot? And usually 3 months is still too soon for me. I think 6 months or a year would be better to date somebody because there's no ex lingering in their picture. I think a lot of people within that 3 month window uh, are looking for maybe rebounds. I've been a rebound plenty of times, dude. And they're just looking for somebody to give them that validation and just some excitement, a lot of those things like that. And I'm thinking that's what it is, especially since you broke up 3 months, broke up within the 3 month window. And the fact that she got upset that you said that, I don't think she got upset at you per se. I'm thinking that's something that's tied to her past, like some sort of trauma from somebody who maybe cursed at her or maybe was verbally abusive. Uh, Set that to her. She had some experiences. Now she's kind of projecting that on you, but it's not the same thing, is what I'm saying. So I'm thinking there was maybe some issues, maybe an ex, but there's some things that are there. But again, I don't see anything that you did wrong. And I know us guys, we tend to want to take accountability, blame ourselves. Like, what the hell happened? I was a great guy. And I say this every live. A lot of the times, Hunter, man, we're sometimes the best. We're a good package. We're a good guy. We just end up at the wrong house. And we're devastated because you question your value. You question, I'm never going to be happy. But it has nothing to do with you, man. Some people out there have trauma and just a lot of unresolved issues that they project on people that don't deserve to be projected on. And again, if the relationship was so great and so wonderful and then she immediately ended it, she sounds like she was an avoidant. Like she wasn't really vested as much as you think she was. She was having fun and a good time, but she wasn't vested because of probably some other issues in the past or maybe a lingering ex. Let me ask you sincerely, was there any feeling that you had while with her that she was still hung up on an ex? Did she bring up an ex consistently? Any of those items that came up?
So I didn't ever get the sense that she was hung up per se on a ex specifically, but I did catch a few times. I've of course, after being broken up with, you reflect on relationships through and through like a million times, and I replayed tons of conversations, and I remember her a few times mentioning that she had a couple relationships that were very verbally abusive.
There you go.
And yeah,
There you go.
and
Mhm.
I also learned later on after we split up. I mean, this was just right after New Year's. I didn't know much about her dad. Her dad was in the picture. I met her dad. Her dad was cool around me. Um, we're in the same line of work. He works construction. I do too. It was like we got along. But I learned later on that, I mean, she was an athlete, and her dad, I didn't know her dad was a coach. And then, according to one of her former teammates that I ran into, she said that her dad would, because she was a softball pitcher. Her dad would go out on the mound and scream at her in front of everybody.
There you
Um,
go. Now you see, okay, it's all coming together now. Yeah.
yeah. So, and there were a few other little things. I did kind of land on the fact that she was an avoidant. I mean, I tried to put it all together, but there was one moment I wanted to share with you that it was about a month and a half into the relationship. I noticed that her like affection started to wear off just a little bit. I
Mhm.
mean, we were still doing things in the bed, of course, but there was the little things like whenever I'd show up at her house, the hugs weren't happening as much. Maybe when I
Wow.
was leaving, the hugs and kisses of goodbye weren't happening. And so I approached her one day, very calmly and maturely, I thought. She was getting ready in the bathroom, and I walked in there and said, "Hey, I have a question for you." And she's like, "What's up?" And I said, "I just noticed that your affection is kind of slowed down a little bit. I just want to make sure everything's okay. If there's anything I need to do differently." It's
Yeah.
exactly how I worded it. And she started crying. And she said, "I thought I was doing everything right. I don't know what's wrong. I thought everything was good." And like just started crying and went off. And I was kind of shocked. I thought I would either
Wow.
I'd get a, yeah, everything's fine. Why? Or, uh, or just a no, and then blatantly like tell, I've had a bad week or something. I don't know, but that's how I approached it. And then I was shocked when she started. I mean, crying
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
a hell of a reaction to a question to that, I mean, what does that tell us? I mean, that tells us a lot about her. I mean, there are some times where men or women, we meet somebody wonderful, right? But sometimes we meet them too soon. People say bad timing. Maybe it's because of the previous trauma. Maybe it's because of previous relationships. But sometimes somebody like a good guy comes in, and we talked about this earlier in the live. Maybe she's used to just that toxicity. Maybe she's used to a certain type, and then you come in. You're a good looking dude. I mean, you're well rounded. You got a business. You're doing well for yourself. But for whatever reason, she's not attracted to you, or maybe she's just not having the feelings that she thinks she's supposed to have. And people sometimes hate themselves for that, or they don't understand why I can't find somebody attractive when I'm used to this other thing over here, right? I've been asking for this my whole life and I have it in front of me, but it's now that I have it, I don't want it because they're used to trash or they're used to toxicity. And that doesn't,
Yeah.
and again, what does that say? That says that they're used to toxicity. They're used to a certain type of like horrible relationship. You come in, good guy, and now that's not what they're used to. So they'll just kind of fade away or just kind of distance themselves. So I know you broke up month 3, but it sounds month and a half in is when she started fading away, man, is what I hear.
It's yeah, I did start to notice just little nuances here and there, and then I actually pulled myself back a little bit. I wasn't making myself so available, and I noticed, she pulled me back in. Like, I want you over here. Come stay the night. I want to have dinner. I think the thing, like for me, what I'm trying to get answers to on how to pull myself out of this is because I have blamed myself a lot because I thought that based on what she said about previous relationships, like they little things like they wouldn't go to the store with her, or they wouldn't go on walks with her, or they wouldn't do this, they wouldn't do that, and I did all those things not out of like trying to prove that there is difference. I really truly from the bottom of my heart I really wanted to do those things for her, bring her flowers, all those things. I did it all, and it just confused me because I was actually committed and invested. And then I look back and I'm like, truly felt that. I know you're saying that it says more about her. I guess I'm just confused on the fact that what all that I did still wasn't enough to pull through that bridge, I guess, that right before we ended things.
Yeah.
It's really confusing.
And again, like I say, sometimes the effort we give is not enough for the person who is unwilling to receive it. Maybe some people feel like they don't deserve this type of love. It could be a number of things. If anything that I see that's something that you can walk away with as like, hey, maybe this is something that I did wrong, and I don't think this is. I'm kind of nitpicking here, but you kind of liked her from afar for 5 years, right? She
Mm.
must be an attractive, very pretty girl that you've been kind of like hoping something would happen for a long time, and you finally get the opportunity. And you probably, I'm just saying, maybe ask to correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you were too uh, needy, maybe too persistent, because sometimes a woman can see that as a turnoff to men. Like if he's too available, if he's too there when I need him, we become like in a servant role. And that I've been guilty of that as well. I've dated beautiful women myself, and I was there to beck and call. Like, what do you need? You need your garbage disposal fixed? I'll fix that for you. And I
Yeah.
was always there. I dropped everything I do. And I find out later why she broke up with me is because I didn't have my own shit together. I didn't have my own life, and I was too readily available and too there for her. And
Right.
I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But in time, I started thinking about that, and it does. Like, women tend to like guys who have their own thing together. They're not always available. That can be it. Maybe that's her. But again, all that said, that has nothing to do with you, man. I mean, that has nothing to do. You're a genuine good guy who was committed, invested at the very beginning. I would urge maybe for future relationships to hold off and see who they are first, right? Because again, looks, I get it, infatuation, then we can kind of get carried away, but take this as a valuable lesson. And moving forward, to say, hey, I know she's attractive. I know she's wonderful. Let's just see what happens. Let's be patient with this in my heart and feelings and just see where this goes and see if she truly is who she says she is and get to know them organically and patient, because most times, man, it's tough to say. Most relationships that start off super fast like that, where it's just like we hit it off, we're doing this, we're doing that, those usually crash and burn the hardest. But again, I'm used to calling out people. I think for you, that's the one opportunity that I would suggest that you move forward with, just kind of holding those expectations at bay and just taking the time to get to know somebody. But other than that, it sounds like she had trauma. She had a lot of unresolved trauma. She had some issues from previous relationships, and she the way she changed the 180, like when you said F, when you said, fucking talk to me, I think this is just my intuition. She was just using that as an out. That's it. Like she was using that as an out, as an excuse to make it bigger than it had to be, to use that as an excuse to leave. And to be clear, she still talked to you. She still reached out to you. Hey, come over. Let's do this. Let's do that. What is that telling me? That's a very selfish tactic because she knows how vested you are in her. So she knows that you're going to answer the phone and you're going to be there when she needs you. And she knows she has no regard for your mental health or your fucking heart, man, and how you're going to feel after the fact when she doesn't reach out to you. So she's taking what she wants from you because she knows you're going to answer the phone and she's going to run with it. It's manipulation, man. And it's a one-sided deal. She's throwing you breadcrumbs at the same time with those calls. I know deep down, I've been in your shoes. You're going to have like this little bit of hope. Like maybe she'll change. Maybe it'll go back to what it used to be. Maybe she'll finally see me for who I am.
Yeah.
You're hoping for that. They're manipulating you with hope, man. And that's why I urge everybody, all my clients, as painful as it is, you have to recognize what's in front of you and block them and move on from that. Because this 3 months, how does she make you feel after that honeymoon phase? You're confused. What's going on? You went through an anxiety attack on a trip and she turned it against you and made you the villain. What person who loves anybody would do that, man?
Right.
I mean, that's fucking horrible, man. So again, my heart goes out to you, man. I know you're heartbroken. I can tell, but I want to urge you, man, that again, I don't see anything that you did wrong in this relationship. It's just, like I said, sometimes there's people out there that we vest all our efforts in and it's the wrong person. And it has nothing to do with you. You're not a bad guy. There's plenty of women that will want you, man, but don't take this as what's wrong with me. She's the issue, not you, man.
Gotcha.
All right, Hunter. Again, my heart goes out to you, man. How's business? If you don't want me asking, the roofing business, how's things right now for you?
It's good. I mean, Indiana, it's slow because it's winter and it's inherently slow. But man, I actually started the business in February of 2025, and I did not expect to do more than 15 roofs on my own. Ended up doing 40. So it took off, and I mean, I'm very, very blessed, very grateful for that. And the brand grew really big. And yeah, I mean, it was pretty awesome. I didn't know if I could do it. Truthfully, it was one of the scariest leaps I ever took in my life, and it worked out. And that was if I could add to this is another thing. This is what I don't know if there's many people, maybe you've suffered from this, but I did not feel like I needed or wanted anybody before she reached out to me. Like, I was thriving on my own. I felt like I had a purpose, and I was just so in tune with myself and fulfilling myself. And I told myself, if anyone comes along, all great. If not, I would be fine. But it seemed like after that relationship ended, that success that I was having and that purpose and that drive that I had, dude, I can't find it anymore. Like it's like my whole identity was tied to that,
To her.
yeah, to that relationship and to her. And then once it ended, I don't even feel like the same guy that I was during or prior to that relationship. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. I mean, I find myself again. That's been the hardest thing.
Prior to her, when's the last relationship you had?
It was a serious one. It was about a year and a half prior to that.
Have you fully healed from that?
I felt like I had. I mean, I wasn't thinking about that person at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt like I was good. I mean, that one, I won't go into detail on that one, but that girl cheated. It was 3.5 year relationship.
Oh, wow.
Cheated on me. And then within a month, that guy was moved in with her, and we had a house. She moved out. He moved in. They moved down to Florida. It was like they were gone. It was no.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that kind of explains your concerns when you saw like maybe her emotions kind of like fading away. She wasn't as affectionate like before. I can understand, like from previously, hey, I've been cheated on. Are you doing the same? What's going on here? Should I know something? So I can understand that concern that you had, man. But I felt like I healed.
I felt like I did heal from that one. I mean, I really took some time for myself. I was 280 pounds and I lost a ton of weight and like really worked on myself.
By the way, good for you.
Yeah, and I mean, I got super fit, and I mean, I started my own business. I was thriving, and I felt like, yeah, I'm actually ready to if someone comes along to commit to them. That was one thing about myself is my past relationships. I never fully committed to them. I was always kind of hesitant, and then I told myself when this recent one came, like I was like ready. I'm all in. I'm good to go. I mean, I was thinking like, and I was thinking so far ahead, future wise, like
Yeah.
marriage and kids, and we aligned on all those things. Just everything we aligned on and how we wanted our household to be. I know that 3 months in, that's a lot to talk about.
It definitely is.
But I mean, I was thinking so far ahead and was so committed to that future. Um, so yeah, I felt like I was really healed and I was ready. I was actually fully ready. And the more that you talk to me, and I've obviously went some other avenues to try to get answers for myself too, the more I realized like I may have been fully ready and able
Able.
to give that future, and she wasn't.
That's definitely what it was, man.
Yeah.
That's definitely what it was. And it can be a number of things. It can be expectations and the fact that you guys had those conversations and you had that hopes. You're also you are right now are also dealing with the loss of what could have been. And
Right.
that's what's also painful. It's like letting go of that the potential, what could have been, in that life that you had pictured in your mind. And again, the valuable lesson here, like I'll tell any of my clients, is that next time, keep those expectations at bay. I mean, our hearts are fragile things, and if we invest in someone, especially in your case, I can understand that 5 years of anticipation and fascination, and maybe just hoping one day this will happen. You finally get it. I finally got my chance. I'm finally got the one I wanted, and here I am, and that doesn't work out, and that can be even more devastating. But because of maybe the exterior features and the ideas that we put in our minds, but when the reality doesn't match to what we kind of built in our head, that's what devastates us the most. That's why when people get divorced, they're not just mourning the marriage, but they're mourning the growing old with them and raising kids and the children, that how beautiful they would have looked and things like that. So
Can I ask you one more question?
sure, go ahead, man.
Just a quick dynamic about that relationship. It's a small detail that I didn't add.
Sure.
Um, so that mutual friend that we had, it was a girl, of course, and without giving her name, her and I, we did some things together.
Win.
What about 6 months prior to my recent
Meeting
act?
her. Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
they worked together too. Um, and my recent ex, she knew about those things before even reaching out to me.
Okay.
And I mean, they're like two peas in a pod. I mean, you can't separate them. So that, and when my recent ex and I first got together, that was something that got brought up, and I expected it to.
Mhm.
And I was very just honest. I was like, it was a thing. She was single, I was single. She was fresh out of a divorce. I wasn't really interested in a commitment. It was just it. We felt safe with each other because we knew each other. That's all it was. It's nothing more than that. And being in a room with her would be completely fine. I wouldn't look at her that way
Mhm.
anymore. I almost wonder too if that played a role in any hesitancy on in her brain throughout that
Uh,
relationship at all.
Possibly, maybe. I think maturity comes into a factor there. I mean, maybe not. I mean, if she was aware of, what she had and there was nothing, it wasn't a big deal. It was just like a date or two, right? It was nothing, no relationship. And I'm pretty sure they knew of that. Possibly it could have been. It could have been, but if it was big enough of a deal, she wouldn't have dated you or
Okay,
wasted your time.
I
But the
got you.
fact that it was just something that happened and they were great with it, they probably talked about it. It wasn't, I don't think that's a major factor in this
Okay,
situation. Somebody said in the chat that she's not going to take you seriously if that's the case. I don't believe that. I really don't. If it was a problem, they never would have dated you, in my opinion. I know guys are like that as well. We wouldn't have dated them if one of our buddies hooked up with somebody that we're interested in. But I don't think that was an issue, man. I think it was really just took off super fast. Your expectations got ahead of you, and you vested so much in someone that hasn't proven themselves to you. And the
mm,
moment of crisis that you had, they use it as to exploit the situation and make it about them, which is a completely selfish act. And I've always said, like, again, if you want to see who they are, see them at their worst or when things don't go right. That's what it would have been moving forward, Hemsler. when you needed her, she would have never been there for you. She would have made it about her. And I'm glad, for what it's worth, that this ended, because I think if it kept on, it would have just hurt you in the long run and made the situation worse. I'm glad it was out of the way. I know you're dealing with this, and I hope this conversation helped, man. But
It did.
I'm glad you're in a better place, but there's a lot of lessons that we can learn from this. And I'm glad, at least talking to you, you have some clarity and you're able to move on. And I'm going to, again, extend the invite like I did with Alex earlier. If you need to talk to me more, man, there's a link somewhere, my stand store. You can book an hour session with me. Okay. Because of you, I'm convinced now I'm going to start a men's only community. I think that's valid. You, Alex, and tons of young men that I speak to, I definitely want to be there for you guys. So I'll work on that. But again, sincerely, Hunter, thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being vulnerable, and thank you for sharing what happened. I really do appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you for what you do too. I keep every single day, keep doing what you're doing. I watch your stuff. I appreciate it, man. I'll definitely book a session. I want to get into some more detail with you.
You got it, man. I got you, man. Okay.
Cool.
Take care, brother.
All right. You too.
I get emotional. I don't know why I'm getting emotional right now. I just like helping people. Like I said, is what I've been put on earth to do. And I love helping young men because I've been there, and it means a lot to me that I can at least give them clarity and give them peace, and just thank you for calling, Hunter. I really do appreciate that, man. What time is it? 10:51. Okay. I'm going to end the live, everybody. Again, thank you everybody on YouTube who joined me on this live. I'm going to do more. I want YouTube to be my primary outlet moving forward. There's just so much I can do here in regards to, just videos, interviews, things like that. Call in. I definitely want to invest more here. So please, if you haven't done so, there's 180 people here. I want all 180 of you to go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay. I want to see that number boost up. I got so many big plans this year. So help me commit to that, contribute to my success. Any tips that you can provide, it would really mean the world to me. And again, I'm going to sign off on YouTube, and then I'm going to close out here. But again, thank you for watching on YouTube. See you next time, and God bless everybody. Okay. Take care.